All right, everybody, shut up. What up? What up? What up, everybody? All right, that one was a little offy, but you know what? That was on us. I'll eat that one. I'll eat that one. What up, everybody? It's your boy TMC. Welcome to the TMC4JMC Show. Actually, what up, everybody? Welcome to the TMC4JMC Show. It's your boy TMC, and this is my babe.
I am JMC.
And let's go ahead and mute ourselves from A to the O because I still hear it. Well, all that stuff is staying in anyway, so it doesn't matter. We don't leave any. We don't take anything out. Nothing stays on the cutting room floor. What you see is what we had. How you doing, baby?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. The world is kind of seeming like it's going to hell in a handbasket, but
Pretty tough out there right now.
yeah, it's but it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have to be. A lot of this stuff should be no brainers, but unfortunately, it isn't. So, we got to do what we got to do and be what we got to be. But, yeah, it should be no brainers. Um, you know what? I'm going to back my.
Better.
I think so. That's going to stay in there too.
Good.
Yeah, because I think I want people to be able to see my shirt, bro.
Yeah, it's a dope shirt,
It's a
man.
dope shirt, yo. It's what's important right now.
Yep.
It's what's important. So this show is definitely going to be dedicated to, I think, getting a lot of opinion out about just what's crazy right now, some of the things that are being said, and things like that, and just yeah, just give our opinion on it, just give our perspective on it, and just see if we can zoom through some of this craziness that's out here and things that's being said. Um, but yeah, so but before we get into that, you know, um, what's been going on? What you been watching? Other than mess.
Yeah, there's not a lot actually that I've been. Let's see. No, there wasn't because I just finished Space Force on
Oh, okay.
Netflix with Steve Carell.
I actually liked what I saw about of that.
Oh yeah, you only watched the last like I don't know 3 episodes
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
Yeah, it was so funny. It's a great take on today's administration with our budget and a word that I've never heard used before, which it's not unusual for me not to have heard of something, but POTUS. I didn't know what POTUS
Oh,
was.
really?
Nope. Didn't know.
Even when Obama was the president
No, I've
or
never heard
FLOTUS?
that.
Never
Nope.
heard FLOTUS?
Never heard it. Never
Wow.
heard it before.
Hmm.
And I also, this is gonna sound
It's just
so.
weird.
This is good. I know. This is gonna sound even weirder
Hmm.
until you mentioned it. And I'm not the only one that didn't know this. So, someone that I work, someone else that I work with, that I know, actually is very smart. Didn't know it either. Um, I didn't know that Space Force was an actual thing. I didn't know it was something that Trump started.
Yeah.
I had no idea until you told me that. So,
I mean, it's right now it's something that we kind of like ha ha he he. And I think we kind of ha ha he he because Trump started it.
yeah.
But presidents from now, no telling what it can be. And no telling what it will need to be. Right now I think it's its own um separate branch of the military.
Mm. I know.
It's ha ha he he because once again, it's like if this was something that was like, okay, I got something dope for humanity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's time. You know what I mean? And and someone might say maybe you're just salty because Obama didn't do it, and maybe I am. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if Obama tried to do it, maybe he wouldn't have been able to.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Obama had other pressing matters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like homeboy got in, and was like, hey, let me do all the cool things I can do
I
and
know.
not run the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
All the cool science projects.
yeah, exactly. And so it's like on one set, they're using no science when it comes to this COVID and our healthcare,
I know.
but in the second sense, it's Space Force got nothing. That's nothing but science. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It probably requires as much, if not more, science as the Air Force. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, you know,
Absolutely. And it's a little different, I guess, when you have private companies,
mhm,
building rockets like SpaceX, or
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's a little bit different. That's private company. They're not spending our money. But this show, even though it's a comedy, really comes very close to how it deals with today's administration, the budgeting,
oh yeah,
where
absolutely.
that money is taken from. Oh my
And that's
God.
just the Space Force. Imagine for the regular forces, you know, the Army, the Navy,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
Marines. You know, imagine all those Air Force. You know, like even down to the things that we have missile stockpiled. That is like, you know,
Hmm.
okay, if we were to shoot all these missiles, you know, like there would be nothing left.
Yeah.
Eventually, we have to drop some of these missiles on our own people.
Yep.
So, that might you might want to start thinking about that when we start thinking about why do we have all these missiles? You know, at one point nobody thought about why we got all this body armor and these militarized
Yeah.
units. Oh, it's for terrorists. Well, you know, look at those terrorists in the way when I want to go take my photo out. So, you know, but
No, but but and like I said, it for those that aren't as, if we don't catch on as quick, with
mhm.
politics and things like that. Um, this is a good way to catch on to it. It's a cute show.
Yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, and you know, it's the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Yeah.
Um,
And it really focuses on the race to colonize the moon.
yeah.
And it's it's between us and China. So it's always like a nose to nose kind of
Mm,
thing. So it's a cute take. So there, other than that, and I sometimes I kick myself in the butt for watching them so fast, and I've said that in a previous episode of ours. Because it was such a good show. I hate that it's over. There's really nothing much else on.
yeah,
We've watched some really good movies.
yeah,
Just recently, yesterday, we watched one with Katie Holmes. What was it
yeah.
called? She was called Miss Meadows. Was
Miss
it?
Meadows. That's what it's called, Miss Meadows.
Oh, it was called Miss
Hmm.
Meadows. I
Yeah,
mean, good movie.
good show. I would
Really,
like to
really.
see what I mean. Get movie. I would like to see what they do if they have a thought about doing something else with that character.
Yeah.
Um, it would be pretty interesting.
Hmm.
I like Katie Holmes. I like her as an actress.
Yeah,
You
she's
know.
great as an actress. She's
Um,
really grown on me.
yeah, yeah. I think I liked her since after Dawson's Creek. I didn't really care for any of them in Dawson's Creek, but I
I
watched
didn't care
Dawson's
for
Creek.
Dawson's Creek.
You know what I mean?
I
And I
didn't.
think I watched Dawson's Creek more for the for the music.
Oh, they did have some
You know?
really.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Like,
like one of the few shows that had came out around that time that was putting more and more music
yeah,
on.
exactly. And then not only that, they would tell you what the music was after the
Yep,
show.
exactly.
So then I would go and I would get that music. You know,
Yeah.
I don't remember how we were getting it at the time, but I would obtain it, probably downloading it by Napster. Napster was,
LimeWire.
yeah, LimeWire, BearShare. Those things were so cool.
They were. I hate that they're gone. It's like,
Allegedly,
I
that's
mean,
probably what I was doing.
yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but yeah, that's all. There's been not a lot on. Trying to be creative around the house, and
yeah,
the summer is getting here, and I want to use our pool soon, so trying to get a lot of stuff outside done.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, same, I guess, same here. Just working with the business, working with getting the word out
Yeah.
at a time like now. You
Yep.
know, not just the word about our business, but the word in general of public awareness and things like that. We just watched the Dave Chappelle show, 846. It was on.
Eight
It's on.
forty six. Oh
It's
yeah.
on Netflix. I definitely recommend that. Anybody who's into that, I would definitely go check that out. And just it's not really. I don't think it was a comedy set. I think he was just mainly. I think by design, he was just
Yeah.
getting some shit off his chest. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly what it
Rather
is.
than release a statement, I'll talk to my people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I
It was
think
good.
it was really good. One thing I wanted to kind of get out off is that um, T4J Radio. T4J Entertainment, T4J TV.
Mhm.
Um, those things are their own separate entities. And what I mean by that is that those things operate as businesses and they have their own company line, their own opinion. The TMC4JMC Show, which is its own entity, which is what we do here, and we have other people on, and I wanted to kind of get it out there because I haven't really addressed it, but what I say on this show doesn't necessarily I don't necessarily speak for you. I don't necessarily speak for the other people that work with us and for us, um, especially those that are never going to be on the radio or on TV.
Yeah.
Um, I don't necessarily speak for the guests. Everybody is welcome to speak your opinion, give your opinions, encouraged. Actually,
Yeah.
silence is kind of like discouraged because then you don't that'll be you don't have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you agree with me or don't agree with me because you were silent. It just means you don't have an opinion.
Right.
Cafe. and so and so, you know, I never want to. I just want to put that divide there for the radio for things like that because there may be shows that we produce. There may be things that we discover, we report that
Right.
I have no allegiance to and I don't agree with.
Yeah. Sure.
But T4J TV, T4J radio, and anything that is on there will be backed by somebody who does. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the place to speak your mind, to get your information out, to do that. And and the reason why I wanted to kind of like bring that up is because I'm kind of jumping around a little bit on my program. Is that the word First Amendment, the First Amendment terms and all that stuff is being thrown out there a lot right now, and I just think that our peoples need to kind of like understand, you know, what does the First Amendment really is. You know, I'm no lawyer. Um,
But we know one.
we know a couple, but you know, this is my interpretation of it. And actually, what do you think the First Amendment means? You know, not word for word, but just your if you had to say, like, what do you think freedom of speech means?
I mean, freedom of speech is the ability to be able to express yourself and speak your mind, um,
Anywhere, everywhere.
anywhere, everywhere, and um, yeah, without expecting any kind of retaliation back.
Well, but that's just it. That's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
It's not the truth at all, and I think that's where a lot of people get lost in it, and sometimes they lose their fight. They fight the wrong fight when they should be fighting a different fight. For example, um, take freedom of speech isn't it's a right given to us. It's in the Bill of Rights, and that's an agreement between us and our government.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with anywhere, everywhere.
Right.
Somebody come into my house and they start talking their shit, and I don't agree with it. I can say, hey, get the fuck out, and that's the consequence. Get the fuck out my house. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. They can tell me to get the fuck out their house. Um, I work for someone, and I do something or say something that's ill of their business or the image of their business, something they don't want to present, especially if it's a free work state. Um, they have the right to sever ties with me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And freedom of speech doesn't protect that. Freedom of
No.
speech doesn't say, hey, you know, I get to say you taking my freedom of speech and all that. Not necessarily. I think even down to I think there are gray areas. Like for example, I don't know if your workplace can force you to dress a certain way if they don't have a uniform code. Like for example, like like for example, let's say at our previous at your job, let's say they hire someone who is a male today. He's in transition. He didn't tell anybody, but tomorrow he decides to just go with it.
Right.
I don't know if the job can force him to or her to go back to what they hired him as. You know what I'm saying? Like we hired you as a male, we need you to come to work as a male.
Yeah, I mean, I would like. Ooh,
Because
that's
I don't know if that goes into sexual orientation
yes.
more so than freedom of speech, but they can tell him he can't wear a shirt that says, "Hey, I am woman, hear me roar,
I mean that.
like it or lose it." You know what I'm saying? Like they can tell him that he can't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
right. They can tell him that he can wear. They probably tell him he can't wear a T-shirt that has words on it.
You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
he can't wear T-shirts or whatever. But
Or even along that list, like, look, I don't like that message. They might keep it broad just to be on the safe side,
right.
but I think a business can actually say, hey, I don't like that message. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that message
Associated
associated
with
with my business. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Um, like, what if it's a daycare and they see him on Facebook wearing the shirt that says "I eat children"? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Eat your children. You know what I'm saying?
Today.
You know, exactly. So, they might be like, "Yay, whoa, that's weird. We don't want our customers to see you with that, know that you have that, and know that you work here, and know that we allow that to happen."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There could be repercussions for that. And so I don't think First Amendment protects all that, but they definitely a business definitely has the ability to mute you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you to decide, hey, well, screw this business. Let me go get another job that is cool. You can, at this point, with the climate being the way that it is, when you go to your interview process, hey, are you the type that mute your employees? If so, then I don't want to work with you. All right, well, you can go work for mom and pop where they let you say what you want, but they not gonna pay you the big bucks.
Right.
You know what I mean? You
Right.
know what I mean?
That's the
So
battle. Yep.
yeah, so it may be a trade off depending on who you are.
Right.
Um, a lot of the situation with the Colin Kaepernick situation, technically the NFL could tell him, nah, bro, we don't, you know, the kneeling, standing upping, and all that. I don't know. Even the colluding, I think that was more of and I'm going to be broad because I don't have all the information right now. It's been so long. But even I think that was more of a private matter than a public matter. And, you can sue anybody for anything you want in public, but,
Right.
you know, still, who wants all that?
Right.
So I think, like, that case, like, even when they settled, they didn't settle in a public court of law. They settled in a private situation. That's why nobody don't know the details.
Right.
But ultimately, any of those teams could have been like, hey, they were right. They had the right to say, we don't want you on our team if you don't stand for the national anthem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As lame as that is,
Right.
they had the right to do that. Now, and what's important about that is because when it comes to freedom of speech, you have two things. Because ultimately, you can still, um, being that it's not the government that can shut you down, you still can um, use your freedom of speech. You can go after they fire you or let you go. You can go on social media and you can say, "Hey, this is what happened. This is my story," and technically, there's nothing they could do about it other than spend money to silence you. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a cost to them to silence you.
Right.
Um, you can start your own company and become a competitor. You know, hire all their employees. You can, give them a bad Yelp review. You can do all those things, or you can boycott. And that's just the thing. Like, you can't protest a business. Protesting is for the government. You boycott a business.
Right.
You speak with your money. You know what I'm saying? You speak with your time, your energy, your resources. So if you all these people that kind of had beef with the NFL for Colin Kaepernick, none of them they said we're gonna protest. Protest who? Go to
Exactly.
NFL offices and protest. That's not a
For
protest.
what? What do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Where's the lesson learned?
Now employees can protest. You know what I'm saying, to the people that they work for because they have a relationship with it.
They go on strike.
They go on strike, and the strike is a protest to a
Protest.
certain extent. But or some might say it's a boycott. I don't really know.
Falls in between. It's
Yeah, I think it's a gray area. But the uh, consumer, only thing you can do is boycott. Oh, I'm not watching Fox News, or I'm not going to an NFL game, or whatever the case may be. Now people pissed off at NASCAR. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't doing NASCAR. What else you gonna do, bro? Like you
Exactly.
running out of shit, you know? And there's a reason for that. But all these, this is gonna sound so crazy.
Well, we run the animal kingdom.
Yeah, but yeah,
Take a break and put them away.
yeah, I think we might have to because I don't want all this shit on the thing. Let's just take a quickie.
Hey, when that shit touch, man, I just do the running man.
What up, folks? It's your boy TMC here. Just wanted to give another PSA about budget. You have a budget. I have a budget. Hell, freaking dog catcher has a budget. We all have budgets. Key is working within those things and sometimes being able to make more out of a little less. And you're just now starting out as an artist. Maybe you have a project in which you don't have a big budget for. Or maybe you just want to do some behind the scenes stuff. Well, that's where we come in.
Glock 19, you don't want it, man. Gotta sell a little 80 where you want
Hey guys, thanks for watching. And to see more T4J content, please visit TMC4JMC.com.
And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe down below.
That's what's up. Peace. Alrighty, so we got the CLBs away, the cute little babies, cute little babies. They're cute little babies today, since I have to put them away for a few hours. But excuse me. But anyway, what I was saying is you can't boycott a. I mean, you can't protest a business. The only thing you could do is boycott. The only thing you could do is sever ties with the business. That's what boycotting is. Boycotting is, hey, look, if you don't do this, we're gonna sever ties with you. I guess you can do things like how they did back in the day with sit-ins and stuff like that. And I think those are things that might fall into two places, you know. But that was a back in the day where resources and I guess options, you know what I'm saying, where things kind of blurred the line, you know. Um, but protesting, that is for the government. Protesting is about inclusion. It's not about separating ties. Otherwise, you just separate ties. You sever a tie. See, protest is about, look, we're here. We're being treated shitty. Where's the love? Our love is inadequate right now. Where's the love? Is not equal. You know, count us in. Stop counting us out. You know what I'm saying? Treat us fair. You know, things like that. And therefore, you're protesting your treatment. Boycotting, you just don't like the product anymore, or what the product stands for, or what it represents. You know what I mean? And so it's those things that, with what's going on right now, anybody that you don't agree with, if it's the government, then you have to join. That's the reason why this movement has to have, it has to be louder. And it's like how Dave Chappelle said, the streets are doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that is adding their voice to the voice is doing a good job. And it needs to be louder. And it needs to drown out the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like when I was thinking about the the title for the show and everything, how I always have a title or theme or whatever. And a lot of times I don't even think of it before the show, and it kind of comes to me when I'm re-listening to the show or while we even recording it. And um, this time I kind of felt like it was important to have something ahead of time. And of course, you know, TMC4JMC Show episode 110, Black Lives Matter or some shit like that. And you know, yeah, you know, and no, I think that would have, it deserves a little bit more thought to it. And yeah, or just, you know, look, it ain't about pulling that low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Damn it, I want to climb some higher and grab some of the top branches and ask them some questions
Yep.
and give them some answers. And so what was coming to me was, hey, the really where, are you the question or the answer? And right now there's a lot of people that are saying, hey, you know, we need answers from our government as to what you're going to do to make shit right. And then there are people on the side that saying that all they have is questions.
Right.
Well, why aren't you mad about that? Why aren't you mad about that? No, stop. Why aren't you mad about this? Why aren't you protesting that? Why aren't you this? What about this? This is part of our history. What are you gonna do? This? You gonna take down this? Yeah. And it's like all you got is fucking questions. You know what I'm saying? If all you have is questions, if all you have is anger, then that's the problem.
Yep.
And that's why it's so important that everybody has to say, "Hey, Black Lives Matter," because that's the answer. The answer is if Black lives don't matter, then no fucking lives matter.
Absolutely.
You know, I can't
And it isn't about all lives. All lives. That's of course, but we're specific here. There's a problem.
exactly.
There's a problem. But if all lives should, why shouldn't Black lives be included in that?
Yeah, the fact that Black Lives Matter is the answer, and the fact that it's a question that is even questioned is the problem.
Mm.
So if you have to, if there's something in you to where you have to dif- to separate it, to say, no, Black lives doesn't matter, all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Then there's something wrong there.
Right.
You know, and that's where if you listen to that's what happens. No, Black lives don't matter, all lives matter.
But all
You can,
lives don't matter.
you can't say no, Black lives don't matter. Maybe you want to say yes, Black lives do matter because all lives matter. You skating a thin line. If you want to say yes, Black lives do matter because that's the only way all lives matter, then yes. I can't say if you can't say Black lives matter, then I can't say Asian lives matter. I can't say Latino lives matter. Yes, they do. In my heart, they do.
Absolutely.
In my heart, all lives matter. Even fucking bad lives matter.
Yeah.
But if you can't say Black lives matter, then you can't say my life matter. And if you can't say my life matter, then I can't say your life matters because I'm too busy trying to live. I'm too busy trying to fight the people that say my life don't matter, or the people who can't say my life matters. Not being able to say something is worse than saying the opposite. You know what I'm saying? The person that can't say Black Lives Matter is no better than the person that says Black lives don't matter. They're
Absolutely.
both the same. They're
Mm-hmm.
both the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a science to it, how negative two and two are combined or connected some way. you know? So yeah, so that's where that's the reason why it's important. And it's not a matter of opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of fact. It's important that it's said, it's heard, and that it gets louder. It's important that people start becoming answers rather than questions. Just constant questioning.
Right.
Why is about this? Why about that? Why about then you are deliberately slowing things down. You're not poised. You're not motivating, provoking thought. No, you're fucking bottlenecking shit.
Yeah.
And then the question is why? But eventually that question will go away and it just be go away. You're not useful. So that was some of the things.
Very important. And by the way, I've been staring at your shirt this whole time because it's really, really cool, man.
yeah,
It
it's
came out very nice. I loved it.
I really like this. I think we're gonna offer this. It's Black Lives Matters the really where. Once again, it falls into on the back. It says it asks, "Are you the question or are you the answer?"
Yeah.
Um, this is basically our swoop, like Nike. You know what I'm saying? If you see, yeah, the swoosh. If you see the exclamation point question mark, then you know,
Yeah.
then that's really where, and that's what really where is all about. Really where it's about. I think we're taking that, and it's less of a brand per se, and it's more of a movement. It's more of an expression of, hey, it's time for some thinking going on. Sure, free thinking, but hey, if you could be a free thinker, but all ideas, the good ones,
Absolutely.
go on and shine. The bad ones get the light, and they can't stand to the cross
Right.
examination.
And it's about coming up with solutions. There are plenty of questions,
Exactly.
and we need more
And we
answers.
need more answers, and that's what really where it's about. So you know all proceeds, but not all a portion of proceeds, we have some causes
Some great funds. Yeah.
that we give some proceeds to, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can sell more and give more,
Absolutely.
and and just things like that. We'll give out more information about how to support T4J later on in the show and in future shows. But ultimately, this one is our Black Lives Matter. We have it in black with white lettering.
Yep.
So it's important, man. It's
It's so important.
important that you know people get involved.
Yeah.
Um, get involved with the local level things, because in the end, everything that's going on, if you notice, has been local stuff. Sure, the
Absolutely.
president is doing what he's doing, but the bad shit that's gonna happen to you is gonna happen to you on your block.
Absolutely. Let's stand up for something. Let's make some noise and let's make them give them some results.
Exactly. One of the things I wanted to kind of like, and with the boycott and all that, I kind of want to segue into like the cancel culture. Right now, everybody's a little with the cancel culture. Like, you know what I mean when I'm talking
What
about the
culture?
cancel culture.
Cancels?
hmm
No, I don't think.
Like, oh, such and such said something bad. Let's cancel them. Such and such did something bad. Let's cancel them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you see on social media, or you see this person did something bad or said something bad. Now they're getting fired from their job.
Oh, okay.
You know, it
Hmm.
it started with I mean, I don't know. It maybe started several years ago, and now it's like at any point anyone can just lose their job.
Wow.
Well, once again, freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
company has a right to say, hey, we don't want your ass. You know what I mean? So
Cancel culture. Cancel culture.
I'm surprised you never heard that term
No.
before. Damn, like
No. Cancel culture. Hmm.
yeah, it's weird.
Learning something new
Yeah, I guess so.
today.
But so yeah, it's just weird that people complain about that. Yeah, you fucking heard about it when we watched Dave Chappelle. He talked about the cancel culture and how people get can't that was Sticks and Stones. I think he talked about it. A couple other comedians who talked about it in his comedy specials. But regardless, um, I never had a problem with the cancel culture. I've been one to kind of like say what I mean what I say. I've always been one to kind of want to
Yeah, you are.
march by the beat of my own drum and make my own way.
Yeah.
Um, but that doesn't mean that I would want to lose anything that I've built
Built.
simply
Yeah.
because I said something. That said, I don't see how you can be all about liberty. I don't see how you can be all about capitalism and have a problem with the cancel culture. Because once again, it all comes down to the bottom line.
Mhm.
The consumer has the right to say, I ain't fucking with that dude,
Yeah.
that company. And so the company has a right. Like, we cancel people all the time in our lives. In the hood, I ain't fucking with him. You cancel them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's so true, and it's easy.
yeah, you ain't forced to fuck with him, and then when you cancel him, your man probably gotta cancel his ass
Yeah.
too if
Yep.
he's really your homie. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what happens.
Anybody who fucking with somebody you don't fuck with is probably, like, damn, man, like, how do I know I can trust you, bro?
Mm-hmm.
When decisions need to be made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Ruins your reputation, so you wanna.
yeah, exactly. You wanna mend fences. You wanna be the bridge.
Some people don't want to be associated with others because of a certain image. They may think they're cool to hang out with, but they have that one thing,
Yeah. So
that they don't want other people to see them as.
so capitalism says, hey, if you go where the money at, and if this person gonna lose you some money, more money than they're gonna make you, or they're not gonna make you as much money as they used to make you because they opened a big mouth,
Yeah.
then you gotta get rid of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why pay for the trouble?
Absolutely.
you know. So I don't know. That was just and with that, with the all that mind, just getting back to tying up together is just boycott. Like boycott. If that use your voice, join the voice of the people in the streets, continue to share information, and just
Just think of a process that
be
makes a difference.
thoughtful and go with it. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
Boycott. I'm all about boycotting. I mean, as hippies, you kind of have to be all about boycotting. It's the way you're really heard if you're going to make an impact. I mean, that definitely hurts the pockets of those businesses and even that community. It stretches out.
yeah, yeah. All right. So, actually, I have to prepare my clips and everything. So let's just pause for a second, and I gotta get my clips together. One cool thing, I don't know if you guys have been checking it out or not, if you noticed it, but um, well, of course, everybody has to notice it.
Can't
Lately,
miss it if you're there.
what am I trying to talk about?
Hidden closet.
Well, but not just hidden closet. I'm about to talk about the fact that nowadays everybody has these little thinky things sticking out their ears.
Yes.
And at one point, I was kind of like, "What the fuck are these things?" And
When they first came out.
you see people talking to themselves and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, I'm not really that much of an earbud kind of guy. But
I am.
I know you are.
I love them.
So,
I love them.
What do you think of these like Raycons?
The Raycons are cool, comfortable, affordable, great sound, great product.
I mean,
Absolutely great product.
I haven't personally tried them out yet. Like I said, I'm not a Raycon. I'm not an earbud kind of dude.
I've read many reviews,
and
but
if-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, please.
No,
by
I
all
was gonna
means.
say if I was, I like the fact that they're under $100.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a skull candy kind of guy. These
Yes.
are skull candies actually.
Yep.
And so
Same
if I
here.
was to use earbuds, the earbuds actually, they would be skull candies. But the cool thing about the Raycons and the skull candy earbuds is that you get them both from
On our website. Click on Hidden Closet. You'll find all our featured products on that page. It'll take you right there, and you get a good deal.
All right, and with that, we're gonna go to break, everybody. See ya. We'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are back. So, what I have here is this show's a little somber today. I don't know, man. And that's one reason why I'm kind of like, this stuff is so important, but it 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 brings me down, and I kind of
Sure.
wish that this stuff wasn't going on right now, but in a way, I'm also glad that it's going on right now. You know, I'm glad it's going on now, so it doesn't have to go on tomorrow.
What is going on now, I think, is necessary to go on now.
And so yeah, so this package that I have, you've have you heard about like, NASCAR has decided they're going to, ban the Confederate flag.
Yes.
And other places are banning the Confederate flag. The military is banning the Confederate flag.
Yep.
things like Confederate statues, Soviet Confederate statues and stuff like that are being torn
Torn
down or
down, yeah,
replaced.
everywhere.
Yeah, and people kind of like have beef with that, and they want to change the name of the bases.
I don't think that's ever going to happen, but
We have one here. It can happen. It might not happen now, but it can happen. I mean, there's an election in a few months, and that can definitely decide.
definitely be
You know,
a historical event.
and like we have a base here, Fort Bragg, and I've read up on him, and he wasn't all that an awesome dude. I mean,
Really?
He was a general for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was involved with a lot of battles, and he killed a lot of Indians, a lot of Mexicans. He's part of a lot of things where, Native Americans were being moved, relocated, and the whole slave situation where I believe Spain owned Florida at the time, or West Florida, and it was like if the slaves made it there, they were free,
Right.
and they were willing to go to war with them and go to war with the Indians, because the Indians were allowed. Look, I'm paraphrasing, I might even be wrong, but I think they were kind of like providing safe haven. You know what I'm saying? To the point where a term Black Samoan, not Samoan, Black Seminole.
Sameo?
It's an Indian tribe. SOM. Anyway, while you're looking that up, basically they were the black whatever this tribe was. So and it got to the point where
Sommelier?
So yeah, I think we're pronouncing it that way. I think it's pronounced that way, but I thought it was Samoan. But I can't get like Samoan out of my head, and I know it's not that. It's like Seminole, S-E. It got an O-L-E in it, right?
This is spelled with 2 M's.
No, I don't think that's it. Oh man.
But go ahead.
I suck. But long story short, he was a general that went to war with a lot of Native Americans and went to war over slavery. You know what I'm saying? With the Native Americans, with whomever the government was like, look, and he worked for the actual supposed president of the Confederacy. So, and we're getting to the whole thing like that. But how do you feel about like the flag coming down off of things and things being like taken out of the social lexicon?
Sometimes growing up, you don't pay it too much mind. Being up north, you don't see the Confederate flag that often. I didn't see it that often until I moved down south.
Yeah.
And because it's not part of my culture or the American culture that I experienced up north, I also didn't know what the complete meaning behind it was. You hear, there's certain people that has, they explain their meaning, and I think it's more personal to them. And then I read up on the depth of it. And I think as a symbol, I think there's, knowing what I know now, I think there's a lot of negativity attached to it. And we shouldn't be throwing that up in the face. That's not a representation of what a good representation of us. The statues also, I mean, the fact that they went up, I get it. They wanted to put some generals in there that made some news and were involved in some big deals. But I mean, we had others. That,
we're gonna address that in this clip, actually, that's coming up. So
yeah, those statues have been up for so long. I can't believe it's taken this long to take them down or have an action.
Well, the question is why did the statues go up? You know what I'm saying? And most people probably think, yeah, because they were generals. Why not put a statue up of a general?
Right.
Yeah. And they were. We don't have any statues of generals that attacked us in Pearl Harbor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have a statue of General Yakamochi. You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't.
His name was Nikanakchu or whatever. Yeah. So
that guy.
yeah, exactly, that guy. So
Nikanachua.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, why not? You know what I'm saying? We don't have, any, statues up for, Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and
Hitler.
yeah, and the people who were in Vietnam we were fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like we just don't. We don't have statues for
Right.
people we fight, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I will say the one that kind of hit me that I kind of was like, "Aw," a little bit was the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
The General Lee.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I got that show. And if that's what it's all about, cool. But
Yeah, I'll be fine with that.
But then the question is, could you do the General Lee? Could you do the Dukes of Hazzard? And the Dukes of Hazzard were the Williams boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the Dukes, but the Williams boys. Two little black boys that and I don't remember if there were any in the show.
I don't recall any.
I don't recall, but if they were, we know. Come on, and they zooming past the cops, and they doing all this and they doing all that. Come on, yo.
I know.
I'm not saying that there weren't any black moonshiners and bootleggers and stuff like that. I'm just saying if they were, then they were outlaws. They weren't the good old boys.
No, they were not the good old
You know
boys.
what I'm saying? Talking about they couldn't change if they could. Yeah, because they were niggas.
Exactly.
Making their way the only way they know how, they would have been hunted down by the good old boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, cut that out. So, in a way, I can't be like, yeah, take the flag off the battleship, but keep the General Lee flown around. It's called the General Lee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the General Lee was an outlaw. So if we're going to start looking at him as an outlaw, then cool. Then people can kind of make their own decisions. Although I still, whatever. But nobody's saying that. You can't have both ways.
Right.
You can't say it's about rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Then who the fuck worships criminals? Then why we don't have none of statues of crack dealers? You feel me?
They do wrong.
Like if we put up a statue of the biggest pimp, you know what I mean? And name the school after it, people will be, whoa, look at them. They honoring crack dealers and pimps.
Yep.
You feel me? Like it's about rebellion and being an outlaw. And all. Well, you're not an outlaw.
Right.
You go to work. You got a 9 to 5. Cut it out.
Exactly.
We got ours just a little bit after Mother's Day, didn't we?
No.
That was before Mother's Day? Oh. Yeah, but we didn't have the promo at the time. Because if we did, I would have spent some of that stimulus money on some Adore Me. On some lingerie.
Me too.
Some sexy stuff on adoreme.com.
I love that place. They have so many cute things. Well, you've seen. So many cute things and really good prices. Like sometimes I walk into a store and I kind of feel a little overwhelmed and things just don't things don't look right sometimes on hangers. And
Okay.
I liked online shopping and buying lingerie on adoreme.com. You just get to see it on people and just and people with similar body shapes, so it helps me visualize what I know will look like on myself and whether I would like it or not.
Okay, so they're pretty diverse with what they're showing on
Oh
their
yeah,
website.
yeah. They have everything from the small ones to the big ones, and in various sizes, and all cute shit, not old lady looking shit either. Just because you big don't mean you gotta wear old lady looking shit.
It is not like going to the strip club or anything like that.
No, and all of it's either cute, adorable, sexy, playful.
Okay.
They have pajamas, lingerie, just bras and underwears all together, and then they do have a little odds and ends like some jewelry and things like that.
Oh, okay.
But little things like
and they've
that.
been around for a while.
They've been around. I've had them for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's Jersey. I remember. I used to like getting the packages.
The little pink boxes. I love my pink boxes.
Yeah.
when they show up, I get so happy. It's like Christmas every month.
Well, everybody is definitely up on TMC4JMC.com and Hidden Closet, but it's also on the homepage.
Absolutely. Check them out. There's a good deal on there, especially for first timers.
AdoreMe.com promos. What are some of the promos that they offer?
Well, we have free shipping, and then for first time users, you get your first set at a dramatically reduced rate.
Oh, shit.
And like I said, they have sales all the time.
Hey.
You know, it's not just Victoria's Secret. They have some amazing sales. So
Adore me, adore him, adore her, adore you.
adore yourself, damn it.
We and adore TMC4JMC.com. And with that, we're gonna take a frizzy.
Yay!
Thanks for watching. And to see more T4J content, please visit TMC4JMC.com. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff because we appreciate your support. All right? Peace. Cool. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We're back. Oh, look at that. I should have did a little fade down, but whatever. Actually,
cool.
It worked out a little better because I got to fade back and not be all like this. I got to be like that.
Yeah, true.
For what it's worth. You all right?
Yeah, I got an edge in the back of my shoulder just all of a sudden.
Oh, man. So, yeah, this episode's a little, going to be a little jumbled, a little cut up. We've been having audio issues and recording issues and take issues and all kinds of things, but you know, we're keeping with it. 110. I guess you can't have 10 episodes and the 10th one not be awesome.
No, of course.
I'm sure there's people out there who have been awesome, but great to you.
Brava.
Big ups to you. So where we were at, we were going into just the whole thing about the Confederate flag and just the division that we got going on right now.
Yeah.
You know, the whole we are outlaws and you know what the Confederate flag means. Are we is it heritage? Is it hate?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I have a little bit of a package that kind of covers all that. You know, where we left off, we were talking about how they're taking it down from places. You know, they're taking it off of, they considering taking it off the bases.
Yes.
Consider taking it off of NASCAR banned it.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
And how, you know, that sucks a little bit, just a little bit. But that played into how, okay, I got the Dukes of Hazzard. I got what it was. They were bad guys. That basically was a show where we celebrated the bad guys.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really was.
That
The ones that made trouble.
yeah, the ones that made trouble. And in the end, you have to assume that there's no way in hell they stayed in Hazard County and they're still alive today doing what they were doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Which is what?
like they wouldn't get away from the cops today.
Hell no.
Like that.
Hell no. I mean,
And today they would be meth dealers.
yeah.
The Dukes of Hazzard would be Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing is I guess they didn't have any shooting around and things like that. It was really just driving away.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the cops had guns, but they never, I don't remember them really pulling it.
Nah.
You know,
It was more
shoot.
about the car chases.
Which is even a different situation. Like they got guns, they're not shooting them. You
They're
know,
also not coming, but they all know where they live.
they get this, exactly. They get to slide over
Like-
over the hood.
Like, they got away. It's okay. And then the next day they see him at the diner, and it's like,
Daisy Duke drove in a freaking Wrangler.
yeah, exactly.
No doors, no
on.
nothing.
Like, come on. It was so unrealistic.
So you know, so I got it. Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? No different than New Jack City. No different than Bonnie and Clyde. How everybody like to say, "Hey, we're Bonnie and Clyde." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's cool. But But we also respect Bonnie and Clyde for what they were. You know what I'm saying? You get the ride or die, but you also get the fact that they were, they
Right.
were outlaws, they were criminals. So, so let's just start this package real quick and just see. um, he goes into a lot. He makes a lot of cool points, and you know, I'm gonna let him do the talking again.
Other way, they could have written this,
Oh.
and I.
All right, let's back up.
The move comes after pressure from race car driver and man with the most NASCAR name ever, Bubba Wallace.
No kidding.
Wallace is NASCAR's only black driver. You can always tell which is his car because it's the one getting pulled over. All right, Mr. Wallace, what are you doing in this neighborhood? All right, you can go. Earlier today, Wallace explained his opposition to the Confederate flag.
To a group that is in a lot of pain right now, the African American community is in a lot of pain. That's a symbol of hate, and it brings back so many bad memories, signs of oppression from way back when, and it just, there's no good that comes with that flag.
He's right. No good
He doesn't
comes
look like
with
a
it.
Bubba.
In fact, it's such an unlucky flag that even the people who started it had to eventually replace it with this one.
And yeah, no, he doesn't. Well, I guess he.
Like if he came
does
up to
look
you and
like-
say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Bubba."
I
I would have been like, "Really?"
I would think that it's short for something else, or it's just a nickname. I don't know if Bubba is short for anything. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah,
I hope
I
it
guess
is.
he looks like a NASCAR driver. I don't really know. But I guess if if you're gonna be Bubba, NASCAR driving is the way to go. you know?
Yeah. I mean, perfect.
But he's right. The only Confederate flag that makes any sense is the surrender flag. The flag that everybody's showing right now, and frankly, I don't think that's the battle flag. And just a little bit of backstory on all that. Frankly, I don't think that's the stars and bars. The stars and bars it was basically a flag that kind of symboled the American flag.
Right.
Same with the square and the stars in it, and then it had bars.
Right.
Whereas we called the American flag was the stars and stripes.
Yes.
They created the
The
stars and bars. But the problem was that flag was getting them killed in fucking battle because it looked too much like the Union flag, the American flag.
Right.
So these idiots basically, had to create, a different flag. And what was happening is each company, battalion, whatever, each unit, they were creating their own. So,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying? So it was like several out there. They all kind of fit, but there was like several out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there wasn't even any unity in that. So as far as all this heritage stuff, there just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the flag of the nation
Right.
who was saying that they were separating for whatever reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was the flag of the aggression
Right.
of these states.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the olive branch. It was it was just that. And it's already been decided. The Civil War, if it decided anything, it decided that states can't succeed. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't wake up one day and be like, you know what, fuck this. I ain't trying to be part of, my house is not going to be part of America anymore. No, America's going to come. They're going to go to war with you.
That's right.
And unless you can win,
That's right.
your ass is going to still be American
Yeah.
territory.
Exactly.
And that's going to happen anytime. If Texas was talking that shit, oh, we're going to succeed. No, there's nothing even where Congress can say, okay, it's okay for you guys to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
No, America has to fight.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you see that on that episode of Family Guy where Peter had Petopia?
I don't
it was
remember
just,
it.
It was just his house. He was not part of the United States.
I don't remember
It
it
was
too
kind of like the same thing.
much. Did they go to war with him?
I think they were getting ready to go to war with
Oh,
him. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and not to mention, he was surrounded by borders.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he couldn't leave his front door. You
Nope.
know? So that's what I'm saying. So it's the sign of aggression. It wasn't the whatever they were trying to say positive, that flag was different.
Right.
It was something else. So that's something that's the reason why when they start talking that shit, it's like, you have to tell me, what is this heritage? What is this stuff you're talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
was-
was it if it wasn't about, okay, let's take slavery out and put it to the side, what was it? What did the South stand for other than we want to live the way we want to live?
Exactly.
Was that it? The pursuit of liberty?
Right.
Okay. Well, you were only given the pursuit of liberty through the Constitution. You feel me?
Exactly.
The American Constitution. So if it wasn't for the American Constitution, you wouldn't have the pursuit of liberty. You wouldn't have the ability to pursue liberty. So you just can't wake up one day and be like, yeah, I want to pursue liberty, but in another way. But I want to take the land as yours and claim it for myself and do what I want to do on it.
Yep.
and no, the pursuit of
Doesn't
liberty doesn't include that rather. I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
Excuse me. No, continue, please.
Now, Wallace puts NASCAR's got company because the U.S. Army recently announced that it is open to considering the removal of Confederate leaders' names from U.S. military bases. Well, that's reasonable, considering those men waged war on the U.S. military.
Exactly.
It's one of the reasons
It's
the
taken
Navy
so
renamed.
long to happen.
Well, one, I mean, I don't know. I don't know when was the push to have them removed. Like, nobody's just going to do something because, matter of fact, up until this year, was it a good idea? A good idea for whom? You know what I'm saying? People that serve at Fort Bragg probably feel pretty good about, hey, I served at Fort Bragg. You know what I'm saying? They might not even thought twice about it of what it was all about. Probably didn't even think twice about anything, associate anything with anything other than the fact that I'm in the U.S. military, serving my country, and I happen to be stationed at Fort Bragg, which has, a lot of acclaim. I mean, good has come out of Fort Bragg.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, why? Why was it named Fort Bragg? What was the point of all that? And then when? You know what I'm saying? Do you think it was built as Fort Bragg? No.
No, hell
Built
no.
as Fort Bragg. It was built as, I don't know what the fuck it was built. Or even if it was built as Fort Bragg, it wouldn't have been Fort Bragg back in the day. You know what I
No.
mean? Like, it would have been something else. It would have been decommissioned. It would have been something along those lines.
Named the USS Saddam Hussein. Now, these bases weren't named right after the Civil War. Back then, people knew these men were traitors to the Union. The bases got their names after all the Civil War veterans were dead at the height of Jim Crow. So this sounds like a slam dunk. I mean, only someone completely tone deaf to the continuing pain of black Americans who make up 20% of the U.S. Army would disagree. It has been suggested that we should rename as many as 10 of our legendary military bases, such as Fort Bragg in North Carolina, Fort Hood in Texas, Fort Benning in Georgia, etc. These monumental and very powerful bases have become part of a great American heritage and a history of winning victory and freedom. First, they didn't fight for freedom. Second, winning and victory are the same thing. And the Confederacy didn't do either of them.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's exactly the point. They don't have a history of anything. They don't have a history of winning. They don't have a history of freedom. They don't have you. If you're fighting for freedom and you don't win, then you didn't achieve the freedom. So it's and that's what we're talking about here. It's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He, like how he pointed out, when these people died, when they were in they were, many of them were humiliated after the Civil War. Bragg, as I said before, he died, just dropped dead one day, a nobody, nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now he has a base after
yep.
him. You know what I'm saying? His family get to feel all good about that, I guess, his descendants, but for the most part, he was a nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And And that's the whole point of it all. It's like the era in which these things came out was an era in which, so you have to keep in mind that after the Civil War, it's not like the North was like, hey, this is how you guys gonna live. You know what I'm saying? And we got an eye on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it was just slavery is abolished.
Done. Mm-hmm.
Go back home and figure it out.
Yep. Figure it out.
So when these people were coming back, you know, there was a time where this stuff started becoming romanticized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the fight. You know what I'm saying? Where, for example, there's a story. They kind of call it the lost cause. And just to get to it a little bit, when they talk about history and heritage, and what people got to understand is history and memory are not the same thing. History is fact check. History is based on the collective, you know what I'm saying, account. Memory is what you fantasize, what you feel, maybe what you've experienced, but you can also add in some extra shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Heritage is something that you want to own. My heritage. Well, technically, you don't necessarily own history. You know what I'm saying? You lived it, but history is owned to time. We all own time.
Right.
History.
We're all in it.
Heritage, you can have that shit. Because sometimes we don't even fucking want it, and some of it is some shit that you made up.
Yep.
That's why nobody would say I got a bad heritage, even if you was raised by barbarians and shit. You would be like, well, barbarian heritage is bad. You know.
Yeah.
No, you love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you were a Viking, you love it.
Exactly. Whatever you were a raider. You know what I'm saying? If Fallout happened and you were down with the mutant clan, you would be like, yo, mutant heritage, way to go. You know what I'm saying? You probably still carry the same Confederate flag.
Stop.
But basically, what kind of evolved was this thing called like the lost cause.
Right.
And what it did was it romanticized the South version of the Civil War. They even wrote books that the Northerners read,
Yes.
which romanticized Southern life. They made it seem like in the books that plantation life was awesome for everybody. For the owners, they were loving plantation owners. Sometimes they fell in love with their slaves, and the slaves
were just happy to be there and
grateful
just,
yeah, exactly.
They were friends with their slave owners.
Even the show, The North and South, wasn't Patrick Swayze in that?
I think so.
Yeah, I used to.
Oh man, I totally forgot about that
like
show.
It was like a documentary or something like that. Yeah, even the North and South romanticized the whole Civil War and all that.
Yeah.
bullshit. Don't get me wrong, man. There were families that fought.
Yeah, it was Patrick Swayze.
There were people that fought for the North and the South. So if you were a soldier, then you can fall into that romance bullshit.
Yeah.
But the people you were fighting for, they knew exactly why they were sending you to go die. And that generally is the case. It's generally the case that the person you're fighting for knows why you're going to go die. They know exactly why they're sending you there.
Absolutely. That's why they're sending you.
Exactly. A lot of people that were fighting the Civil War didn't own slaves. They couldn't afford to own slaves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They were expensive.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you saw the poster, $1,200 for a slave.
Yeah.
$1,200 is a lot now. Much less back then.
Imagine.
You know what I'm saying? So either way, so it's not like, yeah, everybody had slaves, everybody had a nice life because slaves existed. No. That was what they romanticized. So, and then there's a story where, okay, it's like at the end of the war, and Robert E. Lee, he's talking to his troops. He's telling them, you weren't beat by a superior enemy. You were just beat because they had more bullets and more weapons, and there was more of them. Generally, you was beat by a superior army.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we say we're the best army in the world, because, you know, we got all the shit. Every now and then you might lose a battle or two, but Wars, not so much. I don't think we're going to lose too many nowadays. So the story gets back to, I guess, the South, and, I guess it now becomes a story of sacrifice. It was,
And heroism.
yeah,
and-
heroism. It was more or less they were fighting for their home.
Right.
It was called the Northern Aggression.
Right.
If you're in the South, it's called the Northern Aggression. The Northern occupation, the Northern infiltration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, it wasn't. You guys wasn't your own country. You just can't fucking say we're
Exactly.
our own country.
Can't declare yourself.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Just like no way where you got a house and your daughter could be like, my room is no longer part of this house. Mm-hmm. You're gonna laugh. at her.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If not kick down the door. It's not northern aggression. You were being
Shit.
aggressive by claiming land that
Right.
didn't belong to you. Claiming lives that didn't belong to you.
You're stealing.
Yeah, so they, they started passing along this bullshit, and decades and decades, that's what kind of happened. Like, General Lee became this cult figure, you know what I'm saying? This messiah to the South.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he's, going on to, he's painted like this good old Christian man that, you know what I'm saying, was a man of faith and doing what his God and his heart tells him to do. And it had nothing to do with slaves. It was home.
It was home.
It was home and way of life. They wanted to take away our home. I don't remember anything. I haven't seen shit where it said the Union said, hey guys, we want to go to war with you guys because we want to move you guys to Mexico.
Yeah.
Never. And after the war, nobody got moved to Mexico as far as I know.
No.
Otherwise, there would be
another war.
We wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
It would be everybody be talking like New Jersey up here.
Okay.
It'd be north. You know what I'm saying? Like no, the war happened. People who were still alive went back home.
Yep.
So even that bullshit about my home. No, that was just a rewrite of history. Why? So that you could romanticize
Yeah.
everything. And if it was such a beautiful life, then why was the civil rights era right after that, where people of color were just dogged? If everything was so romantic, you know what I'm saying? Then why in the streets people being dogged and lynched and all that?
Yep.
You feel me? Under the battle flag.
It's a damn thing. Like, come on.
So, it's one of those things that don't make any sense.
You'd know that if you weren't stupid and an idiot.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, sir. You were dog whistling? My administration will not even consider the renaming of these magnificent and fabled military installations.
Keyword fabled. Look up the word fable. Fable.
I can tell you now it means like fairy tale.
Yeah, it's
Not
something
real.
along those lines. Something along those lines. It's a story passed down. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with accuracy.
It's a short story, typically with animals as characters conveying a morale.
I would have never thought that would be the definition. It has to be like one of those things where they got multiple definitions.
Nope, that's it.
Oh.
That's it. Dictionary.com says it's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that back then.
It's a kind of a strange definition. I didn't think it was typically with animals as characters. But now that I think about it, yeah, I guess most fables have like gnomes and things like that.
Yeah. Or the verb is a fictitious tale. So, and then there are a few. Or it's a false statement of belief. Or it's a story, typically a supernatural one, incorporating elements of myth and legend, which is basically what we've been going at here. This general, the South, the flag, is all based around myths and legends and some supernatural shit. we won even though we lost. In the South, losing is winning.
Yeah.
Slavery is freedom.
Yeah, so we might as well let's just lie about what
I guess
happened.
it's not surprising
Just
that
make
Trump's
it all
okay
up.
with
Make up
naming
new
things
stories
after
to
old
replace it.
racist guys. He did name his own son Donald Trump. Now, yesterday, Trump got a little air cover from White House press secretary and cursed Bratz doll Kayleigh McEnany.
The president will not be signing legislation
It's
that
the
renames
eyes.
America's forts. It's important to note, Fort Bragg, for example, it's one of the largest military installations. It's home to tens of thousands of brave American soldiers.
It'll still be home to
And
them.
When you think of
Just with a
Fort
different
Bragg,
name.
we think of the brave soldiers that deployed from there.
Yeah, you can't rename Fort Bragg. That's Trump's favorite verb. Next, he'd have to rename Fort Lie and Fort Cheat on Your Wife.
Oh, why not? Why not replace it? Why not rename them? What's the big deal? We rename airports all the time.
I don't know why. Look, as far as like, they're going to be the soldiers that come out of the thing, and okay.
Yeah, so what?
So what? So what? What soldiers are we talking about?
Well, yeah, because right now, I mean, it's
What soldiers?
a
are we-
lie. The name is a lie.
What soldiers are we talking about? I know some soldiers there that are stationed at Fort Bragg right now that the only way they would have been stationed at Fort Bragg under General Bragg is if they were fighting for and slaves didn't fight for freedom.
No.
Slaves fought because it was one, they was either made to, or two, it was the only way to get out of the situation that
They
they
were in. Yep.
or three, they figured, okay, I'll fight a little bit and maybe I can get on the other side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's what it was about.
So the only way people of my color would have been fighting for General Bragg would have been they would have been forced to,
Yep.
or they'd have been killing Indians.
Which I could have easily seen happen.
So yeah, it's that situation. It's once again, it's this heritage stuff, all this crap that they were talking about. It just doesn't make any sense. And not for nothing, but women were some of the biggest culprits in all this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like during the Jim Crow era and right after the Civil War, there were a lot of like they were the daughters of the Confederate veterans and things
Oh.
like that were kind of like instrumental in romanticizing this.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Even now,
So they had a hand in changing.
who doesn't want to see, some Dixie chick and, fucking,
Yeah.
with the shit all over her boobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, some cowboy boots, I guess,
He said shit all on her boobs.
But that's what I'm saying. It is like, but once again, they were outlaws. You know what I'm saying? It's all about being an outlaw. It's all about being a traitor, a treasonous.
Oh. Oh, yeah. They're the ones that funded the memorials for a lot of these.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's, they were the
Wow.
ones that, showed up big for a lot of these statues, a lot of these things. And just in general, like, in some ways, white women got Trump elected. Let me leave that there.
No lie.
But, hey, enough.
But I can see, I mean, it's just as bad as hiding our the actual truth of these wars, and making up other stories in its place. It's almost like, how Germany doesn't teach about World War II, doesn't even get mentioned.
Oh, no?
No, in their history books over there,
I didn't know that.
no, they do not mention World War II at all.
I didn't think they would. Nobody hears about Vietnam. What the fuck did we learn about Vietnam in school?
Nothing really, nothing unless it came out in a movie. I think.
Zip zero.
Yep.
Zip zero.
Yeah.
And okay, that's cool. That's cool. But that goes into this. Why do we learn about the South losing and make it and it's painted to be so beautiful? No, they lost. They were fucking outlaws. This flag stands for being an outlaw.
Yeah.
And when the state, going back to what we were talking about boycotting and protesting, if a company wants to fly this flag, I could boycott that company. I could sever ties with that company.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could, oh, that's your tree, that's your flag where you want to sever ties? Then great. Ties severed. But if the state is flying that flag, then all I got at is the protest. You know what I'm saying? The black people couldn't say, hey, you know what? Well, here's what we gonna do. We gonna take our little land and we're gonna create another fucking country.
Yeah.
So now there's gonna be 3 countries in America. No, they would have burnt that shit down, which is what they did.
Yep.
And under the banner of that flag, it said, no, you guys are American and you're Southern and you're in the South.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, it wasn't no separate place. You guys were left to your own devices, and that was wrong. And now it's time to give it up. You know, You had a good run, but now it's time to give it up.
You gotta let it go.
It's time to give it up. Otherwise, like I said, nobody's posting up statues of Nino Brown. Nobody's posting up statues of crack dealers, and pimps, and rapists, and all those things. American Psycho was a dope movie.
We didn't glorify. Yeah.
I don't need to see a statue of that guy.
Yeah.
Or Jason Voorhees or anything like that. Like we don't do statues like that. We don't do Kim Jong-un and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, we're not that kind.
Yeah, the losers don't get statues. Secessionists don't get statues. Secessionists don't get a history. They don't get to have a great story. You know.
These ones did for a long time.
Well, and now it's time to bust some bubbles. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry to bust some bubbles. There was one guy bitching about NASCAR and the flag being taken out. He was like, what's the problem? And there's some that love to say, well, I don't even care about the flag, but some people should be able to fly whatever flag they want. But those same people would be the same ones that be like, yeah, but your ass better not kneel during the national anthem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, hold up, you don't care about this flag, they be able to fly with it, what? But they better respect that flag. So ultimately, you still want to tell them what to fucking do.
Right. You still want to be the boss.
You still want to be the boss, and that's what that flag represents. Dumbasses wanting to be the boss.
Right.
And they aren't entitled to being the boss. They represent the old way when any asshole could feel like a boss.
Yeah.
Whereas now you have to earn the right to feel like a boss. You could be an Instagram boss if you want to talk about it, but if you want to be a boss in the real world, you gotta earn it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're saying. It's like, once again, it's those people were criminals, and that flag was done with a lot of crime. Even if the state didn't say it wasn't a crime, it still was a crime.
It was built out of hate.
You can't. Well, it ain't a crime to hate a motherfucker. It's not a crime to hate somebody. You can go back to free speech shit. You can hate anybody you want. Last episode we talked about it. We dislike our president. You know what I mean? Hate
Very much so.
Hate's a strong word, but fuck it. If you want to throw it in there, I wouldn't argue against you. But you know what I'm saying? It just isn't the word I would use. You know?
I'd use it.
So, but there was a lot of fucking crimes. When you kill a motherfucker, when you lynch a motherfucker, when you don't give a motherfucker their due process, that's a crime.
That is a crime.
That's a crime. You're not supposed to. Who did that to you? Who did? Somebody just stepped on my foot. Who stepped on your foot, lady? It was that nigger. Oh, we gonna go get a rope and a shotgun. No, that's a crime. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And just because there wasn't somebody there to prosecute it, to charge you people, to go to jail,
Right.
to whatever, didn't mean that the crime didn't happen. Just mean they got off scot-free. They got away scot-free. No different than if we robbed the bank and we got away, like in the movies. You know what I mean?
It's funny how that's coming around now.
And now it's time for all you motherfuckers to realize that, no, those were crimes then.
And it's still crimes.
And they're crimes now.
Yeah.
And now, motherfuckers are going to be held accountable for it.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, It won't. Oh, back in the day, we used to. Yeah, back in the day, you were committing crimes.
Yeah.
Back in the days, you were an asshole. Back in the days, you should have been killed.
We're not back in the day no more.
So, so that's that. Um,
Wow.
Trump was supposed to have a rally on Juneteenth,
Mm-hmm.
but he decided against it.
A
And-
rally.
And it is, I guess that's good. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want the static, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And which is a thing about even going back to this flag and this, Black lives have to matter because, like I was saying before, if Black lives doesn't matter, then I can't say your life matter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are gung ho on saying Black lives don't matter, or you gung ho on saying that my life don't matter, now we're gonna always have static. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right now we're at a time where, we got to get this. You know what I'm saying? We can't let this vibe fall off. Things are, for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
we lucked up and we got a wave. So we got to keep
We
the
gotta
wave
keep.
going.
Yep. Because
You
you
know.
keep. Yep. Don't let it die down.
And what's interesting about it is it's like how LL says in LL Cool J, we can't sit and wait for our princess to arrive. We got to struggle and strike and fight to keep the dream alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we at right now.
What song is that from?
I need love.
Oh.
And Black lives matter, and Black lives need love. It's time
Black
for
lives.
everybody to love everybody, but you got to start by loving some Black lives, yo, because those are probably the lives that you don't love when you have to think about it.
Not according to latest news.
Yeah, when you have to think about it, it's probably not the one that you're throwing into the mix.
No.
It's easy to say all lives matter, but then have exceptions to the rule.
But the lives that are being impacted lately, recently, historically, have more been black. When was the last time they had an Asian movement
I mean,
or an Indian movement? That's because we haven't. Now, if I'm sure there have been plenty of lives that were taken in the wrong way, but the ones that have been fallen by the wayside are Black lives. It seems to be easy, and it's all mostly law enforcement that takes them down, and I just feel like we're in 2020. This should not be happening now.
if Indians wanted to march right now and say, "Hey, man, we experienced police brutality too," I would support them.
Yeah,
I would support 'em.
Indian lives matter.
You guys would have to. You guys got to do that.
You got to do that.
You guys got to do that. And get your own fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
right
sure
now.
they'll come up with their own.
Right now, we gotta get this going.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't billions matter. It ain't fucking Indian lives matter. It ain't fucking Puerto Rican lives matter. Once again, it ain't any of that. It's Black lives matter. Black lives are being fucking killed in the street right now, and that's the solution. That's the answer to all the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Once that matters, then you'll probably see that Indian lives do matter. You'll probably see the results of it. One of the net results of Black Lives Mattering is you'll see that, oh shit, the lives of women matter more. The lives of inner city children more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just one of those things
Right.
where when you take care of something, you see all the goodness. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You didn't know how fast your car fucking drove until you actually fixed the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, oh shit, this car drives. This motherfucker got AC.
Yeah.
These seats are comfortable. Shit. Look at that. And for a long time, this country had an engine that was being shitted on. And right now, these people, we've gone through like asking the question of why, what's going on, and
Okay.
I think that is what was going on. We found the question. The question was what was going on. Was they are once again saying, "Hey, remember that time when you didn't have it all, but it kind of felt like you could have it all?" You know what I'm saying? Somebody like you had it all, but it was rare that you saw somebody that wasn't like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Have it all, and when they did, you know what I'm saying, you still was just in the streets respected more than the person that didn't
Yeah.
look like you, even though he had it all.
That's right.
He didn't have respect. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
He was
So
hated on.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, to put it kindly.
To put it kindly, yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why these people can't stay in the house. That's the reason why they have to get together and get their hate on. The same way. That's the reason why you see when you see the Hitler videos, they all in stadiums and you know what I'm saying?
Making noise.
Yeah, because they gotta see more motherfuckers like them. With science, you just follow the science.
Yep.
But when you were dealing with emotional bullshit, you need to be around more motherfuckers like you. Misery loves company, and racism loves company as well. So, you know, that's where we at.
They love company. Yeah, because they like make some noise. They like rallies. It's just like rallies.
Willie,
Yeah.
do you want to go to a rally? Would you like to go to a rally right now? Like, let's go to a rally. I want to crowd in with a lot of people.
5,000 people?
5,000.
5,000
Inside.
people.
Want to do that?
Want to do
If you're
that?
going to go to Trump rally, you know, Donald Trump, he's so cool. He goes
Why
to,
inside? Like,
he goes to a plant in Maine where they're making swabs, and he doesn't wear a mask because he thinks that's cool. Of course, they have to.
They making
hey,
swabs.
Swabs.
During this time, which is what we need. Swabs and all other kind of shit.
Things that should be like this is medical stuff.
They macho homies, but they're not when it comes to. In fact, I don't even need to play the whole rest of this thing. They're not when it comes to fucking capitalism, and that's why how you know this is all bullshit. It's all this disease is fake. This virus isn't real. It's a left wing media hoax.
Yeah.
It's that and the other. But when the rubber hits the road for capitalism,
Yeah.
oh no, you got to sign a waiver. You have to, and the waiver says that you understand the risk, which means that the fact that there's a risk is true. You know what I'm saying? That it doesn't say you understand the possibility, the fable of a risk. No, you understand the risks. The risks are present in there.
It's very hypocritical.
You're a clear and present danger. You understand it, and if you come in here and
And
celebrate with all of us, and you get some shit, then
You know.
Yeah, you know.
You're not. You can't come for us.
and not only that, but this is where capitalism even goes even further because the venue is like, look, we're not gonna. Sure, we want to have you, Trump, but you got to also identify us.
Yep.
You got to identify anybody that's affiliated with putting this shit on.
Oh yeah.
Because we can't have our ticket boy fucking suing,
Getting
the
sued
stadium.
or suing the stadium. Yeah.
Or getting sued and then suing the stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. So it's that situation.
I think it's so inconsiderate of our president. It's very, to put people in harm that way. The president himself is going to be responsible for spreading COVID, but you sign away so you can't say that he did.
Pretty much. That's pretty much the story. So
Insane.
yeah.
Fucking rallies.
So good luck to everybody that's going. I don't know what the legalities are beyond that. The people who go to some stupid shit like that. And like, okay, can their company say, okay, if you go to this, then you have to go into quarantine for 2 weeks? And if so, is that
Yeah.
now stepping into a political arena for that company? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, it's, but then again, I don't know. I don't know if there are any other situations where that's happening up until now.
Right.
Like all the other situations where they've had mass gatherings, even in some of these protests, they're saying that some of the National Guards people have gotten sick.
Yeah.
Protesters have gotten sick. When they had that party at that place in the pool,
Oh, yeah.
assholes got sick
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So,
There's definitely a possibility of being able to spread it no matter what.
But I don't know if this is the first official large gathering. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And, we'll see.
It's large enough.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. So we're going to head out to a break right now. And we'll be back.
Oh, by the way, I love your shirt.
Yeah, thanks.
It's really dope.
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, put my headphones on. That's why I can't hear myself. Yeah, so one cool thing about TMC4JMC.com now is that we're offering a way for people to get involved.
Yeah.
We always had shirts for sale to really wear.
Yeah.
But lately we've been thinking about dedicating really wear to more causes.
Right. Something meaningful.
So a lot of the message of really where the are you the answer or are you the question or are you the answer? That now means something. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you see the question marks, that's our swoop.
Yep.
That's our Nike.
That
so
is ours. That's for sure. That is really.
So that's what that means. That means really. So when you right now, if you buy a shirt or even if you just donate to us, you can go to TMC4JMC.com.
Yeah.
Click on support T4J, and and get you some merch. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you do keeps us independent. It's important, and we thank you. And we'll also have some content that'll just be for those who donate or support us one way or another. But we also plan to give back. You know what I mean? We have several organizations that we give a portion of the
proceeds
to, and hopefully we can sell more so we can give more.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I believe
it's all about being the answer.
It's all about being the answer. It's all about questioning and then being the answer. So yeah, I mean, it's a team effort. Support us. Support your charities that you stand behind. Support your causes that you stand behind, and let's all rock and roll. And
will we have the Black Lives Matter T-shirt up there too?
You know what? I think I do want to offer this in black and white. So this will be up there after this show. You'll be able to go up there and check it out. Definitely before the next weekend comes.
Yeah.
So because it's already Sunday now, so before next Sunday, we'll have it up there for everyone. To obtain.
So stay tuned. Check them out.
And keep this message going, man. It's not just for now. Don't let this be in vain, man. We gotta ride the wave.
Yep. Keep making some noise. Don't let us be forgotten.
Like LL said, we gotta struggle and fight to keep the dream alive.
All this work could not be in vain.
When I finally find that, watch a love unfurl. I need love. So yeah, that was cute.
That's so cute. So cute.
So one of the things that you're gonna be hearing about
super cute.
around around and about is about this defund the police stuff.
Yes.
And the thing about it is just like Black Lives Matter, just like everything, anybody who has a problem with it is going to try to distort the message.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And anybody who love it will try to fantasize it.
Mm-hmm.
Defund the police is not defund the police. There's not going to be no police.
Right.
I don't even know if that's possible at this point.
Nor should it be.
Nor should it be. I mean, although if you one of those don't tread on me kind of motherfuckers, and you one of those libertarian motherfuckers, something like that should sound like pumpkin pie to you. You know what I mean? Like you should be like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Pumpkin pie.
When you see police with all these fucking military gear and all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And then you see what's happening in the streets. That shit has to. If you're a true libertarian, you're a true don't tread on me kind of guy. You should be like, yo, this is fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
If you follow the NRA, you know what I'm saying? What happened to, people of color when they get card carrying people and they get shot because he had a gun.
He had a gun.
He's supposed to have a fucking gun.
Exactly.
Why
he has the right to have a gun.
Why are you treating every motherfucker that moves like they're deadly?
Yeah.
Regardless if they have a gun or not.
Mm-hmm.
The NWA. Well,
NRA.
Them two. NRA and the NWA should both be saying the fact that a person has a gun can no longer be an excuse to shoot them.
That's right. Because it's a right to have one.
It's a right to have one, and you first have to find out if they lawfully have that gun or not. And the only way to find that out is to fucking arrest them or subdue them if they pull it out on you. If they don't pull it out on you,
they've done nothing wrong.
Then they've done nothing wrong by having a gun.
Yep.
If they lawfully can have it, and if they don't lawfully have it, and they didn't pull it out on you, and you didn't ever see it, then you didn't know. They wasn't trying to kill you. But what's happening is motherfuckers are getting killed just for moving. Like, pop, pop.
Yep.
And it's like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like doing this, whenever people say, oh, they're coming after your Second Amendment. One of the first things you do is you start seeing motherfuckers going into Chick-fil-A, Walmart, and all those things with guns.
Mm-hmm.
But then John Crawford,
the third,
gets murdered in a Walmart holding a toy gun. A toy gun.
Toy gun.
You know what I mean?
And it's not a gun that. It's not like it was one of those toy guns that look real. It was strapped to a cardboard box.
Yes, a toy gun. You know what I mean? Whereas you got cats walking up in Walmart. Walmart and them had to tell people, nah, bro, can you guys stop bringing your guns in our fucking store? You know what I mean? Like, other stores had to tell them, like, look, okay, I get it, guys, but can you stop? I know you're trying to, incite some shit and be assholes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Confederate flag, but can you stop? You know what I'm saying? We would like to have a store where people ain't freaking out because you coming in with this bullshit. And, we also don't want some other asshole or some other dude that, just fucking walking around to get shot holding his gun, holding a toy. That's me. That's our kids.
All day. I mean? On any given Saturday, it could have been you.
You know what I mean? Like the bitch that said what she said about our son, go back to your country, even though he's from Jersey. Like he's more likely to get shot in a store for no reason.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he's from fucking Jersey.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But it'll be like, okay, because, he's a darkie.
Because he's brown.
Yeah, he's brown. You know what I mean?
So no biggie.
Yeah,
Just too many of them around anyway.
So this Pookie and Ray Ray syndrome has to stop. You can no longer use that as a fucking excuse to fire on a motherfucker for no reason, because you don't know the reason until you fired on him. You know what I mean? I thought he was gonna shoot me. I thought he was reaching for a gun. I thought my life was in danger. I felt like my life was in danger. None of that shit. Is fact.
Right.
It's all I thought. You could have thought he was reaching for a candy bar. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, damn, why didn't the cops shoot him? You know what I'm saying? We just found out 3 cops got shot in Walmart. Well, what happened? Well, they were talking to the dude, and he just reached in his back pocket, pulled out a gun, and shot him. And I walked up to the cop right before he died. I'm like, dude, why didn't you shoot him? He was like, I thought he was reaching for a candy bar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can do whatever the fuck you want, but if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Exactly. Thinking wrong or assuming wrong
Yeah,
is not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. It doesn't waive anything. So, and the only way to get past that, the only solution to that is Black Lives Have to Matter.
Yeah.
When I see a black guy, I can't think that he's automatically going to try to kill me.
Why would you think that?
Yeah, why would you think that? How often in your account, don't get me wrong, I'm sure being a cop is super dangerous. Just like being a soldier is super dangerous.
Yeah.
But I wonder how often in their encounters are the people trying to kill them, like actively trying to kill them. Like you know what I mean? Like, not you walked up to a dude, he's doing some shit. Things are getting tight. He knows that you might gonna check him, and now he tries to kill you, or he tries to run. I think they try to run first, but
I think they try to run first too. Maybe they throw off a shot and then try to run, or
I don't think nobody's shooting and then running. I think motherfuckers are running first, and if they get a chance to, then they'll get into a shootout with a cop, if that. But I think a motherfucker wants to flee first. Now, I think, well, I'm not saying that people don't just pop.
Yeah.
Cops get killed, bro. Like they do.
yeah, it's dangerous.
But if you're a cop for 20 years, I would think that it'd be hard to be a cop for 20 years if someone is actively trying to kill you every day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And to a certain extent, that's kind of how it is. It's hard to live to 25 if you live in one of these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And somebody's actively trying to kill you every day. Somebody in the neighborhood and a fucking cop.
And for something you can't help.
Something you can't help. You know what I'm saying? When the cop is trying to kill you, he's just trying to kill you because you just wanted to fucking move.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He didn't want to kill you because you were selling drugs.
Right.
He would have been more than happy to take you to jail for the drugs. But because you're black and you move, pop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
there has to be something behind that.
Yep.
And the only way to kind of fix that is to look at the police department, examine it, and say, like, yo, what's going on? It's going to take too long to fix the neighborhoods and fix you motherfuckers. We can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, but we need some hard solutions. We can't wait to be like, well, let's wait for the neighborhood to get safe, and then,
Yeah.
then it'll fix itself. No. You guys might be part of the reason why the neighborhood's not safe.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let homie, this is actually John Oliver, who I really like. He's kind of going into what defund the police
Actually means.
yeah.
Oh. Good, because I think a lot of people have it really messed up.
starts to make more
Yeah.
and more sense. And you
Sure, they
realize
gotta
that things
twist
are
it.
so bad, you need solutions that are going to match it. And the problem, of course, is if the police don't realize the scale of the problem, they're not going to accept the scale of the solution.
Yeah. Did you see? I mean, obviously so, but in Minnesota, they just kind of got rid of their police department.
But it's not like getting rid of it. It's basically control Zing, right? So it's starting again. So it's not like there's no police. It's not like it's welcome. The purge is upon us. That is the thing like to try understand about defund the police. It is not about no police.
No police
it's
at all.
about what the police do.
Exactly.
Right. Right. Because I think there is such a thing as too much policing,
Exactly. Exactly.
which is wasteful in many, many ways.
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't say what those things are. I can probably formulate a list given time and research. But surely the police have to have things that they would prefer to not have to fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, surely they have to be like, you know what? This is some bullshit, man. We don't. I wish we didn't have to do this shit. You know, another homeless motherfucker. Goddamn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, more community things so that drugs or the damage that drugs do is less of a problem.
Right.
So it's less of a policing problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
So-
redirect a lot of that money into the things that would improve a community.
You know,
Absolutely.
So to the point where like they flood cops. Like there's some neighborhoods that where you probably don't even see a cop that often, and then there's some where they flood it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we were saying before, you take where we live now,
Right.
you take where we used to live, and then you take where I lived before I lived where we used to live.
Yeah.
And it's totally different, you know.
Oh, totally
spectrum.
different.
You know, it's like, nah, bro. There's like flooded where I used to live. You know what I'm saying? Where you're gonna see a cop every. It's like they on a cycle.
It's not even that. It's almost like there's so many that they are going to intersect with each other. You are going to see multiple.
You're gonna see multiple.
You know, down any given street, like in Newark.
It's like
in Newark, New Jersey, there is. I don't know a time where I can't within eye shot see a police officer no matter
like,
where I am.
There's so many cops there. It's almost like, you know, sometimes when you're playing a video game and you're like, okay, you can time out the guard as he's walking.
Yeah.
And you got to time out and you got to sneak past
Yeah.
him and you know, that's what it kind of feels like sometimes. Like, all right, wait 3 minutes. Oh, there goes squad car. 3 minutes, there goes squad car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's some neighborhoods where they're pretty much sandwiched in precincts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
like there's a precinct here and there's a precinct there, fire station there and the precinct there. It's like, you know,
There's-
wherever you do, you blocked in.
Yep.
You blocked in. So, but there's still crime. How the fuck you gonna
Tons.
have
Yeah.
3 precincts and there's still crime, murders, all that bullshit?
Yeah. People are still afraid to walk alone on certain streets or by themselves or at a certain time of day.
So-
and how? Why?
So,
There's plenty of cops.
So apparently, all that might isn't making it right.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow you're gonna have to, you know, sometimes you gotta make the right first, and the right makes might. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like this.
And police stations, they get, you know, their budget is like millions. I mean, I can only imagine how much like the big cities are. Like I told you the other day, was listening to the radio and there was a gentleman that called in and he was
Yeah.
a police officer somewhere in North Carolina. And he said his precinct gets his police department that he works at gets $2 million. Their budget is $2 million a year. And $2 million isn't really a lot of money. So, but imagine places like Fayetteville or Charlotte or Winston, you know, where there's probably bigger police stations. And he says he makes $17 an hour. He has to fight for overtime sometimes because
Exactly.
he can't make ends meet. And so where is that? You know, they have old cop cars. They still have Crown Victorias. You know, they might have a Charger or two. So where is the rest of this money? Why are we spending money on other things? They probably have a great armory,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
full of body shields and
Tons of tear gas.
yeah. And why? Especially if you're in a small town, why?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like-
some probably got like mad tear gas.
Population of 4,000. How many do you think is going to come for you that you're going to need to break that out? You know what I mean? Like, you expect half of the population to, you know, rally up one day and come for the, I don't know, 25 cops in town?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. And then when you look at it that way, and then they have to police a community that has problems, has issues.
Yeah.
That once again, it's a community that's probably been forgotten. It's a community that's probably been like, man, fuck this community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's that. You know what I mean? And so you basically building the precincts there, boxing them in, and then contributing to the death.
Right.
And it's like, you know,
Because you've given up on them.
yeah, you giving up on them, and
it isn't just
and they don't matter.
It's the officials, the police, and even the residents have given up on a lot of those sections. And the police just make it worse. They believe everybody is the same from a certain section, and they treat everybody the same. They can give a shit.
So, so that's basically what they're saying about defund the police. And you're gonna hear people, well, what are we gonna do without cops and all that shit? What are you gonna do if somebody break into your home? Now, I thought I thought that's what we have guns for.
Right.
Like we can't be like, oh, we need the cops, but also I need my gun. You know what I mean? Like when anybody say they coming for your guns, it's, oh, well, how am I supposed to protect myself? I have a right to protect myself. Well, you want to protect yourself and you want cops. You want to flood the street with cops. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's now that's more shit for the people who can't get a gun to be killed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's like, once again, that's me. I want this. Remember the old days when you used to have something and they couldn't?
Yep.
You had the right to protect yourself, and, you got to see somebody get killed every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, that's just so awful.
I know, he kind of does. This is a Jimmy Kimmel clip. I kind of forgot what the clip is about.
Oh.
I'm going to play a little bit just to see
what he has to say.
Yeah, what he has to say. But if it's kind of stupid, then I'll probably just stop it and move on to the next one.
But there's an old man. He's out protesting. He gets shoved by cops. He falls to the ground. Blood starts gushing out of his
gosh,
ear. Or does it start gushing it out?
Yeah. Now they're saying that he faked all that on purpose to throw off their communication systems. 75-year-old man bleeding. They pushed him, bleeding from his head.
I mean, you got fucking government officials saying this stupid shit. It ain't like it's just some website guy, some troll on the internet. You got a real deal government. I don't even want to call somebody his fucking position, but you just got that man.
Yeah.
Doing that. And why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? And if he was doing that, why is it bad? Maybe he's just doing that because, to him, Black Lives Matter. He's trying to find out if you cops really don't like cops. Black lives. You know what I'm saying? But regardless,
he has time in his hands too.
Yeah, he got time.
Yeah, because he's old.
Plus, that's just makeup. If they took the time to check on him, they could have pulled the mask off, and it would.
They probably would have seen a robot.
It would have been like
it's probably fake.
Been like a 19-year-old black guy.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't expecting that.
It would have been Pookie.
He everywhere.
Standing on Ray Ray's shoulder.
He is everywhere. Those two.
But yeah, man. If you would don't tread on me, motherfucker. They treaded on that motherfucker like
hardcore.
Hardcore. Like, you only a don't tread on me motherfucker for shit you care.
Yeah.
Like, so you don't even count. Like, fuck you and your snake and your little yellow ugly ass flags and your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And most don't tread on me motherfuckers follow the one motherfucker that treading on motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. What happened in fucking DC was bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
That's treading like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And if you that, then, you can suck a dick. Like,
absolutely.
Like, BBC.
That was... I still, you know what? That image of that man falling and bleeding is still stuck in my head.
Yeah, man. Nobody wants to see.
He was old, man. He was old.
I thought the elderly supposed to, like, I mean, once again, nobody wants to see. Within 2 weeks, we saw a dude die from a cop standing on his head, and we saw an old dude just get knocked over.
Yeah, and none of them, I don't know if you've seen the video, but none of the cops even tried to bend down and check him out.
No, they was like, hey.
They just kept walking past them.
What are we supposed to be doing? Aren't we supposed to go beat somebody?
Yeah. Like, should we not help him?
Yeah, go beat somebody. Let's get man, fuck all this.
I don't know what happened to that man. I gotta
out of his ear because the national spokeswoman for the
I
Republican National Committee, a woman named Elizabeth Harrington, posted a completely nutty conspiracy theory that claimed the old man, guy named Martin Gugino, was using prop blood attached to an elaborate device. I guess he used magnets to get the police to shove him, too. And our president, who's never
my
one to
God.
pass on a crackpot story like this, wrote, Buffalo protester shoved by police could be an Antifa provocateur. 75-year-old Martin Gugino was pushed away after appearing to scan police communications in order to black out the equipment.
Isn't that insane?
They always have to call. Whenever somebody does something peaceful, but they get their ass, but violence is that peacefulness is met with violence.
Yeah.
They're doing something peaceful, but they're getting their ass whipped. They have to call them a name that sounds aggressive.
Like saboteur.
Yeah, I guess saboteur. But saboteur, if you're trying to sabotage my shit, you know, maybe, you know, you might need your ass whipped. But no, provocateur.
Provocateur.
The fuck is that?
I know.
The fuck is that? He's a protester and a provocateur at the same damn time. You know what I mean? Like, come on, yo. And Martin Luther King, he was an agitator. We ain't gonna have these agitators coming here town. If these agitators come in here and agitate me, I'm gonna kick their ass and put up my Confederate flag.
They sent in a 75-year-old man to throw them off their game.
You see this Confederate flag? That means no agitators. Like, agitator, provocateur.
Provocateur.
That's what we do to provocateurs. 75-year-old one.
So, yeah. Yeah, it don't matter if you're 7 or 75.
Yeah, you know how they say 8 to 80, blind, crippling, crazy?
Yep.
Well, you fucking with the cops, you're probably going to end up blind, crippled, fucking
Crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, he suffered a brain injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucked up, man. He's 75 years old, bro. And it's like, you know, that's what you get, you provocateur. Sounds so romantic.
It does. I hate that it means something different.
What I watched, he fell harder than was pushed. Gravity tends to do that.
Okay, exactly. And at 75, you know, come on.
Gravity tends to do that.
Like, come on.
You know, he fell harder than he tripped.
Yeah, he purposely gave himself brain injury. That's what his intention was. To bleed out the head.
When somebody, you know how many times some goofy motherfucker, clumsy motherfucker, just walk in and they slip
Yeah.
and fall and break something?
Yep.
Well, the slip wasn't a hard slip. It was a slip. They fucking fell and bust their ass,
Yeah.
and it hurt. It was hard and it hurt.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The sin isn't in how he fell. For all you believers, the sin is in the fact that he was pushed.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's George Floyd's fault that he died from being asphyxiated.
Yeah.
I watched.
It's the cause.
I watched. He wasn't asphyxiated that hard. You know, he suffered from the effects of asphyxiation harder than he was actually asphyxiated. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really shot that hard.
Yeah. It just pierced them.
Yeah,
a little deeper than I thought it would.
Just 22.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have killed him. That's his fault. He died from 22.
Yeah, normally doesn't, but you know.
You know what the fuck, bro? And I wish one of them shot a 22. That maybe they probably. Nah, I don't wish they shot. I don't know what the fuck I wish. I just wish they didn't shoot.
I wish they wouldn't shoot. Yeah, nobody.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, bro?
At OANN, I watched. He fell harder than.
For example, in Atlanta, I believe it happened at a Wendy's. They went to pull over. A guy fell asleep in his car. And so when the cops came, they went to check him. They gave him a breathalyzer. I guess he failed it. They were going to arrest him. The video shows he struggles. And in the struggle, a fight ensues. Now, long story short, tasers are drawn. He manages to get one of the tasers away. He points it as he's running. They then switch from tasers to guns.
Oh, wow.
3 shots, he's dead. He dies in the hospital. Now, sure, in a vacuum, you can look at the circumstances, but there is a history over the past 5 years, maybe, of black people being shot as they run away. They ain't chasing this motherfucker.
Yeah.
There was a couple of teenagers that were shot as they were running away. There was the old dude. I think we were still in Jersey, so it had to be 3 years ago. The cop somebody's recording it from like far away or whatever, and the cop is talking to him. The old dude, he just kind of like slaps the cop thing out of the hand.
Oh, yeah.
And he turns and he's running away.
Yeah.
He's all like,
Mm-hmm.
and the cop is like, freeze, pow, pow.
Yep.
And the dude just drops.
Yeah, that's right.
There's the situation where the guy got his hands up in the air and the lady cop shoots him by his car. There was a situation where the fucking I think he was like he worked with kids with autism or something like that. He's with the kid. The kid has a toy in his hand. The kid's sitting down on the ground. I don't know why, but somebody calls the cops, I guess, thinking that the kid has a gun.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
the
God.
teacher goes out there. He's out there with him, black teacher. He's
I
laying
remember this.
on the ground, on his back, his hands in the air, saying, don't shoot.
Yes.
Don't shoot. They shot his ass.
Yeah, I remember this.
And he's like, yo, why did you fucking shoot? So there's a history of, once again, Pookie, Ray Ray. We all Pookies, we all Ray Rays. If there's even a sense of a move,
right,
we got to shoot him.
Yep.
So when did the cop decide that they were going to shoot this guy? Did the cops decide they were going to shoot him when he flinched as they were putting the cuffs on him?
Mm-hmm.
Or did they decide they were going to shoot him when he grabbed the taser?
Right.
Or did they decide they were going to shoot him when he decided to run with the taser? Because that's when they shot him. You feel me? So they didn't shoot him when they first got him out.
Yeah.
Whatever. They shot him at a time when they didn't have to shoot him.
Right. He wasn't armed.
He wasn't armed with a deadly weapon.
Right.
You could have chased him down. You could have chased him down with your tasers. And I think they were shooting tasers at him, and maybe they were missing. So like, fuck, I missed with my taser.
So let me get him with a bullet.
Yeah, let me hit him with that fire. Let me get that stick and finish this for once and for all. You know what I'm saying? Once and for all, let me just bring this to an end. And that's why motherfuckers upset. It's like, look,
it's become too easy for them to just draw their weapons.
And even down with as they putting the cuffs on him, he flinches a little bit. You can't really tell from the camera if there's. Let's just say everything was by the book.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he flinched just because he was just uncomfortable for a second. Maybe he flinched because like, hey, whatever why he flinched.
Right.
Whatever why he flinched. Maybe he flinched because he was gonna haul ass. The second he got a chance, he was gonna book.
Yeah.
He wasn't armed, except for the taser that he got from them.
Right.
And the moment he flinched, the tasers came out.
Yeah. He just flinched. Like,
I'm not saying that they have to fight these people. I'm not saying it's their job to fight somebody, get in a fist fight with anyone.
No.
Although, why you learning all that shit if you ain't trying to,
use it.
Did all you learned was the chokehold? Is that the only thing? Chokehold and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we.
And kneeling.
Chokehold and sit on ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, kneeling.
And kneeling on body parts.
We kind of made that one. That's one that they don't really teach that officially. That's that's when you get made. They bring you in the back and be like, okay, let me show you something. Let me show you a little something.
The dark moves.
Yeah, the dark moves. The level 2 moves.
Sad.
We don't know if you're gonna stick around, bro. We can't be showing you all this shit.
It's so sad. It's crazy sad.
We gotta see you beat somebody up first. Then we'll show you the extra moves. So that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like you would know don't tread on me kind of dude. And you seeing people getting shot just because they flinch.
Yep.
Just because they flinch. But you feel like you have the right to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yep.
You feel like you have the right to whatever. And once again, we sat in our, doing the Eric Gardner thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people had conversations with people that said some dumb shit. Just respect the cops. Just do what the cops tell you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do what they tell you to do. They tell you to jump, say ha ha.
Yeah, exactly.
But niggas are getting shot
even
for
for
saying
cooperating.
how high.
Yeah.
In order to say how high, you have to move.
Yeah. The whole thing is to cooperate. You cooperate, you still get shot.
You have to do something in order to cooperate. Even the act of putting your arms behind your back.
Yep.
You have to move.
Yep.
You have to allow the cop. You have to engage the cop. You have to release your muscles, or you have to direct your arms behind your back. You have to move. To put your hands up and say, "Don't shoot," you have to move. To say, "Here's my license and registration," you have to move. Even down to your lips. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Now you're getting shot for acting weird.
Exactly. It's a natural reaction to blink. Are you going to get shot for that too?
So if you're a libertarian, if you one of these "don't tread on me" motherfuckers, then this should be all up your alley, bro.
Totally.
All up your alley.
Before you continue, you can do me a favor and hit the fan.
I was wondering where all that breeze is coming from.
I just picked up on it. It's like, it's way too comfortable.
Yeah, now I don't sit here in my ear, so we'll see. I mean, but yeah, so you are now on fan duty.
Okay.
You got two jobs: the applause and fan duty. Doing the show now, during the break, you got tons of shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to diss you.
Was pushed, was aiming scanner. Could be a setup or could be complete nonsense. Just to recap, the theory here is that a 75-year-old man was using his cell phone to scan police communication equipment in order to black it out. I feel like anyone who's tried to Zoom with their grandparents knows there's no possible way that's true. But our president, it takes a special kind of monster to see a peaceful 75-year-old man shoved to the ground by police so hard he bleeds from the ears and take the side of the concrete. But he does, our unfounding father. But he tells it like it.
One 75-year-old man with one cell phone is going to do all that.
For starters, are they telling us something that they shouldn't have told us? Like, does that technology exist? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, to suspect it,
like,
there has to be something behind it, right?
Are they doing shit like that to us?
Good
you know what
theory.
I mean? Like, is there a place where I can get an app for my cell phone? Because it didn't look like he had
It looked like a Samsung.
And even then, they didn't reach down and get the phone. They didn't even fuck with him.
They didn't touch him at all. They pushed him and then they walked away.
Nobody said, "Hey, you want to check him to see if he's with Antifa?"
You know what it was kind of like watching? Like on Grand Theft Auto when somebody's just randomly walking down the sidewalk and you're like running and you're like, pff, and they fall and they're like, "Hey, asshole," and you don't do nothing but walk away unless it's you. Then you turn around and you shoot them. But
exactly. In fact, for those of you that follow or don't follow Mike Ruger, check out at Mike Ruger on Instagram.
Oh my gosh!
He actually did a Grand Theft Auto skit and it's dope.
It's good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
but that's what it's like, you know. Yes. That's what it looked like, and they just pushed him down to the ground and just kept on walking. And
yeah, it was crazy.
Like he wasn't even there, bleeding.
Nobody said, "Hey, you want to check to see if that's a police scanner, if he's Antifa, yo?" Because we hear that they're around here with police scanners. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know,
And I understand that's your job, but let's just take it down to the person, and just break it down to just a person. Those cops are not robots. Those cops are people. How did anybody? And I get it is your job, but how do you see this old man laying on the ground with blood, a pool of blood, giant pool of blood just forming, and you not stop and say, "Oh my gosh, I got to help this man."
Their institution has told them that, has convinced them that when you're in this institution, you're above all that shit. You're above all that shit. You're part of a machine that, and just being part of that machine lifts you where above that morality, that emotion, that concern.
It's very disturbing.
I don't know. Maybe the machine says that, okay, anybody that you knock the fuck down, keep moving, and the officers in the back get them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the way it works with car control. You beat the shit out of people in the front, beat the shit out of them, but keep moving. You just keep beating the shit out of people and keep moving.
Yeah, the ones behind you will move them.
And then the people that are in the back grab them and take them to medical care or lock them up or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you beat the shit out of them in the front, by the time we get back to them, they're going to be happy to go to the fucking hospital.
Exactly.
They're going to need to go to the hospital. So, but...
It's fucked up.
But yeah, so, you know, nobody was like, yo, let's check this bro. Let's check this dude and see what's up with him. So, you know.
Oh, man.
So what is he talking about? Does that technology exist, or is he just making up shit? You know what I'm saying? To blank out their scanners? Like, the fuck that, like, is Antifa known for doing shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, where has that happened? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
You know, are there reports of, oh fuck, our scanners just went out? It must have been Antifa. Hunt them down, and then they hunted them down. And they found the dude that had the scanner. Like,
yeah, is Antifa that big of a problem that it's starting
Exactly.
to leak into paranoia? And you know,
or is they that big of a problem to where they've actually done some shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there any? You know, sometimes there's a little bit of truth and sometimes a myth. Well, okay, if that's the myth that they are deploying 75-year-old men to blank out police scanners, where's the truth in that? Where is it? Because in DC, he wasn't 75. He was actually 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't old white guy. He was actually a young Asian dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And instead of being small and frail, he actually did a bunch of acrobatic moves and
like a ninja.
Yeah, like a ninja and shit. And
That's what you're describing right now.
exactly. And he infiltrated the police joint and he took out 2 or 3 cops, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he downloaded and uploaded the virus, downloaded the information, uploaded the virus.
All that happened and we had no idea.
90 seconds. Like, is that something that happened? You know what I'm saying? But now it's morphed into, now it's old men. Like, or even if not that crazy, just tell me, what was it? Did have any police scanners been blacked out?
I know.
Due to cell phone activity?
Yeah. Where was the problem? When did you incur that problem? How long has it been going on?
And why would they deploy that?
Why would you suspect it here at this moment?
Yeah, why would they deploy that and not like motherfuckers who actually use guns?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when motherfuckers wanna be like, nah, you ain't coming on this land. We claim this land for our family land and all that. And they hold off cops with guns. They hold off the ATF with guns. Nobody says, oh shit, they might have some fucking police scanners on their cell phone. Nah, you just say
nobody gives a shit about the scanners.
Nobody even think about nobody makes up no dumb shit like that. It's being made up. It's being fucking made up, bro. Like, come on, man.
Fucking police scanner jams. Like, we're gonna jam their scanners. It's like a bad movie.
It is. That's the thing that's so great about Trump. Hey, here's some exciting news for pals of POTUS. This is a text from the Trump campaign.
Pals of POTUS.
Said, President Trump set aside a limited edition Trump coloring book just for you, friend. 900 sold in 5 minutes. Don't wait. Claim yours now. And if you go to the link, it takes you to Trump's online store. And there it is, the official Trump coloring book, available for $20. Or if you donate $25, you get it for free.
What?
For $5 more, you get the same thing.
You gotta love that.
Wow. Does he have an action figure too?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, right?
I wouldn't doubt it.
If he's got a coloring book,
Who the fuck? Like, and they always talk about indoctrination. When fucking Michelle Obama was like, look, I just think kids should eat more vegetables. Oh, it's indoctrination. You just stay out of my kitchen. Stay out of my... But who the fuck you buying this coloring book for?
Yeah.
You know? Like...
900 sold in
Billy
5
Ray?
minutes? Is that what he said?
Bubba and Billy Ray?
Yeah, well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Depends
what I'm
on
saying?
the Bubba.
You know, like, who the fuck...
I wonder if it's going to be one of these things where, you know, thousands of kids across the nation have a Trump coloring book in their home.
I actually got some clips of the coloring book. You want to see something?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But there's an old man. He's out protesting. He gets shoved by cops. He falls to the ground. Blood starts gushing out of his ear. Or does it start gushing it out of? Shoved by police could be an available for $20. Or if you donate $25 here, but here it is, the official Trump coloring book. This is real, featuring our super president.
It's real.
Doing super stuff. You can see here. Truth is his kryptonite.
Oh, no.
Here, let's go through some of these. Here he is, smiling in front of the flag. Here he's got the USA
It's
held
just
in
his face.
strong, giant hand. In this one, he's screaming, "What do you mean there's no mozzarella sticks?" Here he is building the wall as if he's ever done
No, this
even
cannot
a
be a
half
real
hour of
one.
manual labor in his life.
That's not real.
And again, regular Joe in a hard hat
No.
without a
Yeah.
chin. And we also get to color his tender side. There he is cradling
A baby?
weird alien baby. Those had to be drawn by two different people, right? This is good too. This is Super Trump with Conan the dog. Join President Trump on his fight against animal cruelty. Didn't his sons shoot a dolphin in the face?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I think he got a couple of children that I believe. I know he at least has one that's pretty fond of taking pictures with dead animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Or
right.
bragging about shooting animals. You know what I'm saying?
The one with the baby was very disturbing.
That whole fucking thing was disturbing. Like
So weird.
what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like
The one with the wall is awesome.
like I don't want to go into their side, our side, or anything like that, but motherfuckers didn't worship Obama. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
I know.
like Obama was cool, but it was like, okay, good president, do your job. You know,
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Don't start no static. Won't be no static.
We're not giving you action figures,
Yeah, we're not
coloring
giving you
books,
action figures.
you
We're
know,
not having a
lunch boxes, and
national boat party.
yeah.
You know what the fuck is all this dumb shit? Like, come on, how you gonna call yourself a libertarian, or or call yourself anything, like even American, and worship a motherfucker?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's cool to have people worship, idolize celebrities, and if he happens to be your president, why not? Although I think that's dangerous.
Yeah. But
You know what I'm saying? You know how they say celebrities should stay out of politics? Well, maybe politicians should stay out of celebrityism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
presidents should not be celebrities. They should be fucking shut up and president,
Yep.
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the one thing that they tried to hit Obama on, was that he was popular and he was more celebrity than president.
yeah, come on. Nobody knew who he was when he started running.
No, but when he became president, he was a popular president. He was a popular president. He made moves. He said some shit. People liked him. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with people liking their president. You liked him.
Yeah, of course.
But I wouldn't have. I don't know if I would have bought the Obama coloring book. And I'm not saying that they aren't Obama coloring books. Actually, I did. I bought a shirt for my dog.
An Obama shirt for your. Yeah, that's
I bought
right.
a shirt for my dog
Yep,
for 4th of July.
that's right.
So, I guess I owe one of my dogs a Trump shirt. Probably not.
No.
Probably not. But
I don't think. No.
but Obama wouldn't sell me that shirt. I wouldn't have bought it from Obama.
No.
I would have been insulted if Obama was like, "Hey, I got a shirt for your dog."
Yeah, that didn't come from him.
I would have been like, "I don't want it. The fuck is wrong with you?"
I know.
You know? So
If you buy a second one, it comes with a free coloring book.
yeah. I know, right? And if you donate $100, you get all that shit for free. It's like, yo, man, come on, man. It's like he's running a hustle, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is. He's
He's
so
running-
full of himself too, man.
He's running a hustle, and because of that, it's like man, I can't fuck with you, man. I can't.
I wonder if his kid has like the coloring book and the the Trump action figures and all that.
It's like, man, you got motherfuckers getting killed and shit, and you guys walking around hoarding bumper stickers and decals and underwear and all that dumb shit. It's just like, fuck off with that shit.
Yeah.
Man. Like, that shit is canceled in my book, man. Like, cancel culture. Boom.
Done.
Done.
We joined the movement.
I've joined the movement, yo. It's like, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I can't roll with it.
Nope.
And, you know, I'm kind of off with that. But I do have another clip that, this is my boy Wiley, Marcus Wiley, actually. From Speak for Yourself.
From that show.
Yeah,
that,
that Jason Whitlock used to be on.
Yeah.
And I like this because they're talking about, I named the clip the Wiley Challenge. And they're talking about, okay, all this is great and dandy, but what now?
Mm-hmm.
And mainly from the NFL perspective, they're talking about it, but also kind of applying some of it like they normally do to just life in general.
Right.
So I'll let it play and then I'll provide commentary.
Oh.
Yeah. Playing commentary.
And you don't think?
That's answering the question. But let's get deeper than just answering this question because
Get
it's
deeper.
been many and many a years. This has been the same problem,
Deep.
the
You wanna
same
go
issue,
deep. I'll take you
and
deep.
nothing has answered it. I want America right now to receive a challenge, which is for America to go out there and walk and chew gum at the same damn time.
Okay.
Like right now, I want to break this down into 3 tiers in terms of those challenges, and everyone is involved in this challenge. The first one is the NFL. NFL, you have a players coalition. You've given over $90+ million to that players coalition. You've given them tremendous support, and you've given them a platform to now let's amplify that voice. And it's an outward, inward challenge that I'm presenting to everybody.
Outward,
in terms
inward.
of the NFL, the outward challenge is to support the player coalition as it protests, as it tries to create policy change. I just signed on to a petition for the players coalition that is going to try its best to.
Actually, that's pretty cool. Just stop it there. In fact, a lot of players have come out and said that they will be kneeling, and a couple of coaches are like, you know, we're going to support that.
Right.
Frankly, I would like for maybe this season, maybe opening day, maybe for a month or something, to kind of like, it would be dope if they did like, I don't know, maybe color a part of the field or put like something like that in a banner or something like that in the stadium. Just the beginning. But, you know, I do feel like they have to make right for the way that they acted the last time.
Yeah.
And I've been shitting on a lot of Cowboy fans, and I'm going to shit on a lot more. One, because your team sucks.
Yes, they do. Super sucks.
But back when Kaepernick, everybody's on Cap dick right now. Yeah, Cap. But back when Cap was doing what Cap was doing, motherfuckers didn't want to fucking stop watching their football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, and even if they did, they didn't stop buying their paraphernalia. They didn't stop rocking their paraphernalia.
Right.
They didn't stop doing, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
And carried on.
like, these people didn't become damn mega billionaires when I think it was 2000. Oh, fuck, I posted it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
But put it this way, in 2000, I'm just gonna throw out a number. I'm gonna say in like 10 or 2001. I think the Cowboys itself was barely over like $100 million in value.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely was nowhere near a billion.
Wow.
So from 2001 to 2017,
Mm-hmm.
it reached over $1 billion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think it was like 3-4 billion.
Wow. Okay. Really climbed.
Yeah. And a lot of that is from TV deals. Motherfuckers loving their football. It's from merchandising and selling of all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Only but so many people could go to the games.
Yeah.
So you're not making all that money from games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then for the people that go to game, you got to pay motherfuckers for the game.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? In fact,
that's their salaries.
You use the game to probably pay everybody.
Mhm.
Fucking everybody from fucking ticket boy to fucking,
Right.
you know, water boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else probably get, you know, you probably get all your money from, and you pay some of the athletes probably from jerseys and bullshit like that.
Yeah.
The rest of that money, you like, hey, TV deals, ching ching, you know, international deals, ching ching.
Yep. All that's pocket.
Long story short, so they became a juggernaut, the Cowboys. And I'm sure the Giants have as well. I'm
Mhm.
sure, you know, Packers, 49ers, all the story teams.
Right.
Have done their thing and gotten paid. Nobody's starving. But Cap started doing what he was doing in, I think, 2017, 16, 17. And, hey, for the audience, if you're listening to this shit, and I went over this earlier before we had issues, you're going to hear it again. So suck it. But basically, he started going through his situation and kneeling in 17.
Mm-hmm.
The owners was like, nah, fuck that. A lot of them was behind the scenes, but it was like, fuck that. You ain't doing this shit. Because fans were like, hell no. We ain't accepting this shit. He better stand his ass up. Trump was talking shit.
Yep.
Owners behind the scenes, some of them probably felt like, no, you are disrespecting the flag. Stand the fuck up. But
Mhm.
some of them were like, no, you hurt my bottom line. Stand the fuck up.
Right.
But only Jerry Jones, for the most part, was like, publicly, if you don't fucking stand on my fucking team, then you ain't gonna be on my team.
Yep.
In 2017, Cowboys were leading in jersey sales. Even Dez Bryant's jersey was fucking selling. You know what I mean? From 2017 to now, they've increased their wealth by $2 billion. $2 billion. Now they worth like going on $7 billion.
Wow.
The team. You feel me? Back in the day, you could buy a fucking NBA team for like a couple million. Now it's just worth billions.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? When I say back in the day, I'm talking like the 80s and 90s and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's because of the same assholes that's like, we respecting Cap.
Mm-hmm.
But you still want your football. You want your football life. You want your football whatever. You didn't boycott.
Yep.
You know, and they got paid. So now it's like, what you gonna do, boys? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Cowboys? What you gonna do, Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
You with it
Yeah.
or nah? You know, what you gonna do, fans? If he's not with it,
Exactly. You're still gonna
you still
keep
rocking
contributing.
you still rocking that star?
Yep.
Because the star says it's good, then ain't nothing that the other side can say. The other side, they're gonna have to be like, well, fuck, we don't got NASCAR and we don't got NFL. What is we gonna do?
What is we gonna do?
I like that.
In qualified immunity. That gives the police umbrella of coverage and protection that doesn't allow them to feel the full accountability of their actions. I want everyone to understand what that means. The NFL continue to support the player coalition outwardly, but inwardly, it's time to amplify those voices and to hear what those messages really are. It's not just about, okay, the anthem or the flag and what's going to happen during that ceremony. It's let's get proactive and carve out space, carve out energy, carve out time right now, not waiting till September kickoff to make sure that these voices are clearly heard. Now, my second one.
I don't know what any of that means. I mean, I get what he's saying in terms of it's not about the anthem and what we're going to do at that time.
Right.
We got to carve out stuff. I would like to see more coaches and GMs of color. I think right now they only have 2
Wow.
coaches and I think 1 GM.
Wow.
Maybe 2 max, but but there's 32 teams. So out of 32, you only got 2 of color.
Damn.
I don't think any, and I think there's 3 because I think they just hired, I think, their first Hispanic. And usually those coaches of color, they don't get chances to have losing seasons, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then go to another team. Like, you know how many losing coaches the Giants have taken on? Like,
yes.
Oh, yeah, he had a shitty season with the other team. Yeah, but we hired him because he's great for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Why?
Yeah. So it's like that kind of situation, man. Like,
that's crazy. That's
and frankly, I don't know if our coaches have been losers. They've been losers when they got to us, but either way, it's 2 out of 32.
It's almost as hard as being president.
Half the team is black.
Yeah.
Half the players of the league are black.
Yeah.
More than half, but only 2 out of 32 leaders, coaches are black.
That's crazy.
You know, and there was a time where, you know, there was only 2 black quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's can we expedite that?
Yes.
You know what I mean? In fact, what's holding back the owners? Let's get 40 teams. There's only 32. That means y'all can squeeze out 8 more teams.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get some black owners?
I know, right? There's always room for more.
Yeah. Why we don't have 40 teams? Why we don't have? Or fuck it. Even if we don't want to go with 40, can we get 32? Can we get 38? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
We'll start small.
Yeah, we'll start small. 36. Give us 36, bro. That's just 4 more teams. Because you just can't give us 2 more.
No.
No, because then those going to be the black teams.
Exactly.
The black NFC and the black AFC teams. Nah. We need at least 4. 4. Can we get? Surely there are 4 billionaires of color that would love to get some NFL money, bro.
Exactly.
I'm sure there are 4 cities that would love to get some NFL going.
Yep.
And I'm sure that the league, there's some TV networks that would love to have some more, you know.
Yep.
Whatever the situation is, there's somebody that would love to get involved with it. So why you aren't doing it?
I mean, yeah. It's just make some teams.
Make some teams. Is it a good old?
It's
boy
not like
kind of
printing money where you can't. You know what I mean?
Hell, they print money in Freshville.
Well, that's Freshville. I'm talking about here.
Just make some fucking teams. You own the league. Make some teams.
Make some teams.
It wasn't always 32.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, so if nobody wants to sell their team to somebody of color, just make some more teams.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's whatever.
You know?
It's like whatever.
Jay-Z, you want a team, Jay-Z? Let's go.
Yeah, you want a football team? To go with your basketball team?
Like, let's go. Let's go. Kanye, Oprah, all the names that people are going to call.
Yep.
You want one? I hear there's space for some teams.
Exactly. Bill Gates.
So I don't know if that's what he was talking about, inner or whatever, internally and externally. But ultimately, right now,
inward and outward.
Can you let a motherfucker kneel during the flag and he not be threatened with losing his job?
Exactly.
Losing his position on the team.
Yep.
Can you just start with? Can you do that? I'm not even saying start with that. I'm saying just say it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be the start. It just doesn't have to be an issue anymore. Just let it go.
Let it go.
Let it
exactly.
go. Isn't that the song?
Let it go. Which one? The Frozen song?
Frozen song.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you sing? Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it.
Let it go. It's Let It Snow, right?
Oh,
isn't it Let It Snow or Let It Go?
No, I think it's Let It Go.
Oh man, it's harder when you don't have kids. I didn't watch the movie.
Let It Snow is the Boys the Men jam. Let it snow. No.
Is to the Players Coalition.
I think I confused them.
Itself, Black Lives Matter as well. As we outwardly want to push and protest and have policy change and make sure that lands in the proper place and has tremendous impact and effect, I want us to also make sure we address our own backyard in terms of work, in terms of service, in terms of changing that paradigm and those core values in our neighborhoods that we represent. No longer can we devalue what's happening in our own neighborhoods by protesting what's happening to us from the outside forces. Just lost a teammate this weekend, Rashay Caldwell. It's happened countless amount of times. I'm a guy who has a resume that has seen so much of this self-inflicted violence. And I'm not going to stop the energy that is going to change policy, change protests, and support Black Lives Matter. But I want to make sure we don't face the resistance. And I'm hearing a lot of that resistance from people who are saying, hey, put some of that energy in terms of what you're doing towards your own community.
And today is your job. And tomorrow, whatever, to say, fuck you, fuck off, fuck off. When I say, hey, stop killing my people, your response is either, okay, or no, I'm going to keep killing your people. It's not, well, what about your people killing you? That has nothing to fucking do with you killing my people.
Right.
You can't
Or
be
what
like,
I'm asking you to do.
You can't be like, well, we can't bitch about people who's killing us from the outside if we're killing ourselves from the inside. Yes, you can.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Yes, you can. There are two totally
two separate battles.
Two separate issues.
Yep.
If we want to protest the gangs and the criminals or whatever it is that we want to protest, then by all means go do it. March. Get your march on.
Yep.
But I don't know if I've seen a protest for. I've seen songs. I've heard self-destruction, but I don't know if I've seen a march for inner city violence.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that they haven't happened.
Right,
It'd be great if anybody could shoot me a link. But generally, you protest because you do that march and stuff because usually your government that's fucking with you.
Yeah.
You need to show your government that, yo, enough. So nobody ain't going to get in the streets and march down their streets and show the world that, hey, our streets suck. And we here to let everybody know our streets suck.
Yeah.
And we're going to, what you going to do is sit in around a drug dealer's house?
I know, I was just going to say, where do you go?
Like sometimes that
you got to march to where?
Yeah, sometimes that drug dealer is helping out the hood. You know what I mean? Sometimes they hurting the hood, sometimes they helping out the hood. You know what I mean? Like, but regardless of what's going on in that hood, and once again, bringing it back to the libertarians. That's what they love. That's why this defund the police shit should be great for them.
Yeah.
Because they want to be able to take care of their own.
Mm-hmm.
You hear all the time, like, what happens in his house is what happens in his house.
Yep.
It don't go out. So you can't fuck that resistance. It's our job to run through that resistance.
Right.
That resistance has always been there. Prior to that resistance, it was, well, y'all not educated. Well, y'all on drugs. Well, y'all used to be slaves. Well, y'all just subhuman. It's always going to be a but.
Yep.
Fuck. There's white on white crime. You know what I mean? Like, fuck out of here. Like, there's suburban on suburban crime.
Absolutely.
There's suburban drug addicts. There's fucking, the opioid,
oh yeah,
crisis and all that shit and pill popping crisis. That shit is more suburban than fucking hood.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're not gonna be like, hey guys, Black Lives Matter. Can you stop, with the police brutality? Well, what about what you guys do in your hood? We're not gonna respond back with, well, what about what you guys do in your hood? No, we just need you guys to stop killing us right now, and then we can discuss what we do in our hood, and we can discuss what you do in your hood.
Exactly.
But right now, stop killing us, bro.
Stop killing us, so then
stop killing us, bro.
We can go back inside and
and
what's
fix
going on here.
What's going on here. Exactly. Because I'm trying to tell these people in here to stop killing each other, and they're like, well, what difference does it make? They're going to come and kill us anyway. So I might as well get this money. I might as well be the man here.
Yep.
If I can't leave.
It's a survival of the fittest type thing.
If they got us boxed in with their fucking 3 precincts and I can't leave, I might as well be the man.
Yep.
I might as well be the big fish in the small pond.
Issue challenge. I never grew up with brothers, LeVar. I had 4 uncles. 3 of them lost to the streets and violence. So when I hear the statistics that say police brutality under 1% and the statistics of black on black violence over 90% in terms of killings, I want everyone to know that I'm not a sellout. I'm not a coon. But I do fear for my life in my own neighborhoods, as well as I fear when a policeman pulls me over.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same fucking here. Like, Captain Obvious. Like, don't get me wrong. When I first got this clip, I got this clip mainly for that little passage right there because I was feeling them. And I was kind of going to be like, yeah, I do feel the same. I feel the same way, and I hope people do take that into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I thought about it, it was, nah, bro. If you're going to use that energy for anything, you don't use that energy to help the motherfucker that you're trying to get stop killing you to help make their argument.
Yeah.
No. If you want to make an argument, then a better argument is a more inclusive one, which is, hey, in the black community, there are sub-communities that get shitted on by the dominant community. In the black community, just like most communities, the macho male, just like in the Latin community, macho male, whatever the fuck, dominates. So the gay and lesbian, you know, like we were saying before, the pride community, because I just can't fucking say all that bullshit. I just can't. No disrespect, no rag. But I just, I'm doing a riff, and it's the pride community, and frankly, I like that even better. I like the flag. Think of the flag when I mention it. So that community gets shitted on.
Yeah.
Those people, not only do they have to deal with cops, they got to deal with just walking out their own goddamn house, getting preyed upon by some asshole that probably want to smash.
It is so much more than just being a color.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're getting the heat from their own color.
Yep.
Regardless of where you could be Latino.
Yep.
Gay Latinos getting heat from his own people.
You can be getting hate from your own family.
Getting hate from your own family, exactly. So it's going to be really hard in that sense to be like, because that sense is hate. When you lose somebody to violence in the streets, I don't know that situation. I don't know if his uncles were in the streets. I don't know if they were innocent bystanders. I don't know if it was money. Even a beef is usually about respect.
Yeah.
You didn't show me my proper status respect.
Mm-hmm.
But when a motherfucker hate on somebody in the pride community, they hate that motherfucker.
Yeah.
They hate, even they are closet attracted to that motherfucker. They hate them.
Yep.
And they blame them for however they feel. And the results of why they feel that way.
Right.
The shame of why they feel that way. They blame that person. And I'm sure the stories are endless, and the color of the person in that story is irrelevant. And that comes from mothers, that comes from fathers, from brothers, from friends, from whatever. And that's not even built around any myths, any fables.
Yeah.
There's no fables out there that gay people are inferior, or that they're gonna fucking eat your children.
Exactly.
Or that they spread disease or anything. There's no fables out there like they are of people of color, that they got smaller brains, they got holes in the back of their head and shit. That,
I never heard that one.
From Django.
Oh, okay.
You'd be like, I never heard of it. Like, yeah, cut it out.
Like holes in the back of their heads.
Yeah, I think they had like little something in their brain. I don't remember the break, but whatever the fuck. Like back when they were trying to make a scientific reasoning for black people being inferior.
Right.
There was all kinds of myths. Just like the Confederacy. Oh, Lee was this beautiful Christian man. Well, there ain't no fifths or mabels out there about the pride community being bad or subhuman.
Right.
Motherfuckers hate them because they fucking hate them.
Yeah.
The only fable is that they supposed to burn in hell. Well, if they supposed to burn in hell, why are you hating them now?
Right.
Let them burn in hell. Love them now and let them burn in hell when they get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is there something that says you're gonna burn in hell for liking them?
Exactly. Because if not, yeah, just let them take their fate.
Yeah, because you get to like everybody else. You get to like the murderer, the rapist, the drug dealer, the sex trafficker, the groper. You get to
Right.
like all those things, and some of those traits are even electable for president.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Their qualities.
Yeah, some of those even qualities for president, but gay is not. Like, come on, bro. So that's where I'm saying, like violence in the hood takes place for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that violence in the hood takes place. Look, everybody makes a choice to do something violent.
Right.
But what leads you to that fork in the road, it could be violence that led you to that fork in the road.
Right.
And now you just going down Violent Boulevard, and every intersection you get to is I go left, there's violence. Go right, there's violence. If
Right.
you're going straight, there's violence. You know what I'm saying? Where you should have got off Violence Boulevard way back at,
Yeah.
let me leave this nigga alone Avenue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you just went down Chill Street,
That's right.
then,
You would have been fine.
then maybe you'd been less likely to find violence.
Mm-hmm.
I know it isn't that basic, but I just TMC4JM'd it up. You know, TMCism.
TMCism. T for jaded.
Yeah, so yeah. So that's that. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think his heart is in the right place, so I don't think he's whitlocking, and I don't think he's a coon or a sellout.
No.
I don't think he's a coon or a sellout, and he does have a point, but that point that is one of those separate but equal points. It is kind of separate but equal depending on your perspective.
No, and
the reason why I say depending on your perspective is because. Oh, no, you go ahead. Say your thing.
No, finish.
Well, I'm going to say depending on your perspective, because if I'm talking to Jason Whitlock, I'm not Jason Whitlock, sorry, Marcus Wiley, and we both, I know where he's coming from. I am as invested in black on black crime and police brutality as he is. So I feel him. So there's always a time and place for he and I to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't need to have that conversation where the motherfucker that's not invested in it. And when I am talking to somebody who isn't invested in, if I am talking to somebody, say, hey, police brutality need to stop. And they be like, what about black and black crime?
Mm-hmm.
And they are not as invested in black and black crime as I am, then I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
You're not even invested in this. Why are you even bringing it up? Why are you making that an equal issue?
Right.
An inclusive and equal issue. It's not even a separate but equal issue for you. It shouldn't even be an issue for you. If you're not in the hood, if you're not in the ghetto, you don't know what the fuck is going on in the ghetto. So you just stay the fuck out of the ghetto. And you're less likely to get killed in the ghetto. So why are you commenting on ghetto shit when I'm like, look, cops need to stop killing people in the ghetto? Or are you just trying to change the narrative? And if that's the case, then I'm sorry, but I can't help you out. And if you want to, Marcus, feel free. But
or Marcellus.
Yeah, I was calling Marcus Wiley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what?
You're Marcus for short.
Mark. No, I don't want to disrespect you. I'm just calling you Wiley. I like calling you Wiley anyway, so fuck it. Sorry, bro. Don't call me out on your show. I doubt you will, but it's all good.
We need to address both as well. My last challenge is to everyone else, the fans, the citizens, people who are sitting there safely saying, oh, you're talking about the NFL and you're talking about players. You're not talking about me. Oh, yes, I am. I want to let everybody know about the 3 T's. Time, talent, treasure. No matter what the initiative is, if it's racism, underprivileged kids, underserved communities, Me Too movement, bullying, whatever it is, everyone has to give the 3 T's. You got to give your time, you got to give your talent, you got to give your treasure. Because it's not good enough to not be the problem. That was a mistake by many that a lot are now apologizing for.
Exactly. In a nutshell. Everybody at a point was, hey, I'm not part of the problem. It's not my problem. I didn't do anything. That's why you getting motherfuckers that feeling a little butt hurt talking about why should I apologize for something that happened 300 years ago. And it's like, it didn't happen 300 years ago. It never stopped.
Exactly.
It
Still
never
going
stopped.
on.
It's still going. It's still going. If you live long enough, say you got an abusive parent. If you live long enough with that parent, eventually he won't be here to slap the shit out of you anymore.
Yeah.
He'll probably still talk shit about you. Or she, or whatever. You know, they'll probably still drink. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And show their ass. But they can't beat you up anymore.
That's right.
You're strong enough. Fuck them up.
You can take them.
But the abuse is still happening. And at some point, you have to be like, look, can we stop the abuse?
Mm-hmm.
One way or another. One way could be, hey, I need you to understand that this abuse is destructive.
Yeah.
To the unit. You know what I'm saying? We need for you to understand that we all matter up in here, that I matter. You can't treat me this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, you know, and that person, that father could be like, you know what, you're right, because one day I'm going to need you. One day I need you now. And if we work together, and if you matter and I matter, then we can be that awesome ass place that we like to tell motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because right now we be on some capping type shit. You know what I mean? we the best country and we excellent, but why? How?
Yeah.
Why? How?
What makes us?
Because it's so expensive to live here.
Mm-hmm.
It
doesn't make things excellent.
Yeah. Do you really get what you pay for here? You know what I mean? Like it seems like inflation is here like a motherfucker. If you ain't happy, then there's inflation.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's expensive to work to live here, and it's customary you only get 1 week fucking vacation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dumbest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing motherfuckers will be able to enjoy working for T4J. Like, that is something that, ain't no 1 week vacation. I ain't gonna say on the air what it is, but no.
But it's curated.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Our vacations.
It's curated.
It's curated to fit T4J.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was nice. Phrase.
Curated.
Yeah. But in the way you used it right there. I like that.
Thank you.
Kind of threw me off at first. I'm like, and I still think you was showing out, but I kind of like it when you flex your vocab. I learned stuff.
Stop, you're gonna make me blush.
So yeah, I forgot the point that we were on, but ultimately, one thing that I do want to, the point I was on is that, you know, we all have to matter. I have to matter. And if my abusive parent doesn't see that, then eventually I have to, and I can't leave. I'm regulated to this house. It's too expensive to leave. It's too important to not stay.
Yeah.
And at that point, maybe at some point it boils over and I have to kick his ass. You know, there's been many situations where a son had to kick his father's ass. You know what I'm saying? And we're not saying that that's what's going to happen. We're not even saying that's even possible. But eventually, I have to matter, or you can't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're getting at in this situation is Black lives have to matter. That's
Right.
what all that shit boils down to. But there has been some cool things. There have been some cool things coming out of it.
We need cool things.
In the UK, there's this picture of, I guess there was a protest.
Yes.
The racism crowd versus the anti-racism crowd. The racism crowd.
The racism crowd.
And I guess somebody in the racism crowd got surrounded by the anti-racism crowd. My assumption is they all pro whoop a motherfucker's ass.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking yeah.
Because the dude started getting fucked up, I guess. Well, this black dude in the anti-racism crowd, him and his friends surround the guy, scoop him up, and carry him out of the crowd, and protect him and carry him over to the cops.
Okay.
And there's been examples of that happening all over the world.
Oh, wow.
You know, of people protecting even the ones that they're protesting against.
Yeah.
And, you know, ultimately, that's what it all comes down to.
Right.
Being the solution, being the answer to the question of how can we get beyond this.
Yes.
Black lives does matter. And if it's even a question, then that's the problem. The answer is to not make it a question anymore.
Mm-hmm.
To just say it. Fucking say it. Don't question it. Say it. And then, you know.
Yeah.
And then we can grow. My last package is actually, I want to leave with this package, and actually this package I'm going to put it behind the episode.
Okay.
So that it's kind of like its own little something.
Nice.
It's something that, it's just a little scary. It's something that I think a lot of people need to see. And this company, what they do is they take a lot of like the press briefings, things that Trump and his band are saying, and then they put reality to it.
Okay.
So for those who are listening, it might seem a little out of it, but just check us out on TMC4JMC.com, and you'll be able to see the video, and I think you'll get what we're saying. As far as how this goes, I can't promise I won't talk through the shit, but it will be at the end of the show. So in its entirety, regardless if I talk through it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go.
Your journey to this day did not come without challenges, sacrifices.
Oh yeah, this one is a start with Ivanka Trump's. She was giving one of those commencement speeches.
Yeah.
You know, to the
That's Ivanka?
Yeah.
Boy, it doesn't look like her.
I know, right? Yeah,
It's weird.
Once they got into the White House, she kind of lost her softness.
Yeah.
But
wow, okay.
Now she kind of look like all vampy, looking like her husband and shit.
Your journey to this day did not come without challenges, sacrifices, determination, grit, sweat, and likely even a few tears.
Tear gas is now being fired.
An entirely peaceful protest.
Our entire society is engaged in a national endeavor to take care of the safety and well-being of our people.
You have to dominate the streets.
Stop.
You are a wartime graduate.
Go inside now! Get in the house!
In my own life, I found that my greatest personal growth has arisen from times of discomfort and uncertainty.
The Chinese government awarded Ivanka 7 new trademarks.
Hours later, she dined with the Chinese president at her father's Mar-a-Lago resort.
Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner earned at least $82 million last year.
Throughout our history, brave men and women have faced daunting challenges, and they have embraced the adventure.
President Trump was briefly taken to the White House underground bunker.
I had deferments because I had a foot thing, and I had deferment for that.
This motherfucker. But it's a company called Media Touch.
You know what? It is a little creepy.
It's creepy as
You
fuck.
were right.
It's Media Touch, and what they're doing is they're showing you. It's actually, this thing is going to be a series of videos that I compiled together to like 6 minutes long. So I don't even know if we'll get through them all, but they're fucking good. So they're definitely going to be on the end of the show. But it takes the hypocrisy of this administration and just lays it out there for you. It's almost like split screen. You get to see the face, And you
Yes.
get to see the whatever.
The
And
action.
the funny thing is that they keep saying that the devil is going to show you that he's not the devil. No. These motherfuckers are telling you straight up, this is what we do. We
You're
don't
right.
give a fuck. But you should accept it because it's me.
Yep.
You should give up everything that you claim to hold true because it's me. Because I'm the one that would get rid of everything that you don't. I ain't gonna even say you don't like, but I would get rid of all the bed bugs. I'll be the bed bug. You know what I mean? So you don't have to.
Yeah.
I'll drain the swamp so you don't have to. I
Mhm.
remember going into a store where we used to live, and they were like, at that moment, I kind of like shook my head and kind of started feeling a little bad about them, a little different about them. Although still went to the store or whatever. but
Yeah.
at that point, I was like, okay, I would never speak politics or anything with you. So like we go into the store and they got the TV on, and I don't just want to call the name of the store. or anything
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
fine.
So, and they all looking at the thing, and Trump is, talking his shit. This was before he was even elected. I was like, yeah, he's gonna get in there and shake things up and drain the swamp. And when I heard that, I'm like, yo, we in Jersey, bro.
Hey, huh?
Like, and then I go to work and I kind of hear the same shit at work, like verbatim, and I'm like, whoa, are there fucking messages embedded in this shit that
you're not picking up?
I'm not picking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there aluminum foil in my cap? And I
Yeah.
didn't know? Because what the fuck is going on? Like, these people are saying the same shit
Yeah.
that they're saying. Like, he's not going to do that. So why are you even fucking repeating it?
Right.
Every other election prior to this, people who voted for who they voted for, but they always kept a level of cynicism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like distrust. It's just kind of like an American way.
Right.
But this go around, motherfuckers like, oh, yeah, I don't agree with him, but that's the reason why I trust him. So he just,
I know. I don't get it.
he just figured out if I call you names, if I stop trying to act like I'm one of them and call you names, then I'll get your trust because you're an asshole too.
It almost feels like a high school thing. The loud and obnoxious one gets, creates a following.
Everybody wants to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to watch the asshole because people are kind of assholes too. Like, I love you, baby.
Unfortunately.
I love you, baby, but you have asshole tendencies. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the reasons why you watch reality TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you like the drama.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I could be one of an asshole. I don't really like reality TV, but that might be why I like politics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or why I like debate shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I got a superiority complex. Maybe I think I'm bad.
No, you have your asshole tendencies too.
You just wanted to say that because I called you out first.
I mean, I'm not denying that I do.
No, I'm just playing.
It's I totally agree with you.
I'm just playing. All right. Yeah, we all do.
And mine might come from reality TV, but I think yours comes from politics.
We all have our assholes too. Everybody has the ability, just like I said in the previous episode. We all have our things that if we were in a vacuum, it still would be a bad thing. But when we're not in a vacuum, some of our stuff helps us defend ourselves. Some of it helps us achieve certain things. Asshole today could be the prince tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think we're good people.
Yeah.
And we would rather see our asshole stuff be presented to us. We enjoy assholeness as entertainment.
Yes.
Not as not as a lifestyle.
No, of course. No.
There's nothing that I watch on TV that I want as a lifestyle out here. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No. I don't agree with that shit. So, so yeah, these things are just weird as fuck, man.
Foot-high fence has been put up at the White House.
No person.
And even look at that, a fence around the White House. Come on, bro.
It's like, why not?
He finally got
walls
the wall.
and fences,
Yeah, finally got the wall.
And will be unchanged.
Get some change
and
left
living through this
over.
present hardship.
Public disservice announcement. It ends with
disservice.
It ends with, and now I think we're over 2 million cases.
Yeah.
Over 2 million cases, over 200,000 dead. 40 million unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it says. This asshole sits behind a wall.
Yeah.
He sits behind a wall. So
protected.
That's the guy, sits behind a wall, comes out, talks shit, laughs at you guys. He's not laughing at us. He's not laughing at us because we already pegged him for dumb as fuck. The only way he laughs at us, he laughs at us 3 times. He laughed at us when he beat Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
Because of you dumbasses.
Yeah.
But he laughed at you guys every step of the way. He laughed at us with the whole Mueller report bullshit. He laughed at you guys. He laughed at us with the whole impeachment thing. But he's been laughing at you motherfuckers every step. I bet he gets up every day and he laughs at you motherfuckers. I bet he laughs at you motherfuckers when he goes to sleep. And you motherfuckers know who you motherfuckers are. Don't have to call your names. Don't have to give you a name. Frankly, I don't want to give you a name. From now on, you motherfuckers going to be called you motherfuckers. LGBTQ is now pride, and you motherfuckers are now you motherfuckers. Officially, you motherfuckers.
That's their title.
Yeah. So hopefully he will lose, and I won't have to refer to you motherfuckers as you motherfuckers anymore.
Mm-hmm. You forget about you motherfuckers.
Yeah, forget about you motherfuckers. Hopefully you motherfuckers will be, reassimilated back into us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, after the Civil War.
You'll be rehabilitated.
Yeah, hopefully you guys will wave the white flag. Like at the Civil War. And, we'll welcome you back into the situation. But you're going to have to get rid of your battle flag, and you're going to have to get rid of your buffoon.
Yeah.
You
gotta cut him loose.
2 of those things got to go. And
that's right.
And ultimately, Black lives have to matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I guess, what we're, chalk it down to.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting show. We had our issues. I hope we covered some information.
Even our issues couldn't stop us.
I hope we covered some information, and I hope, it wasn't too, blah, blah, but
it's an important message to put out.
Yeah, we doing what we can. So we are going to fade on out, and that is 110, folks. And
thank you.
We will see you guys on the next one.
Your journey to this day did not come without challenges, sacrifices, determination, grit, sweat, and likely even a few tears.
Tear gas is now being fired.
An entirely peaceful protest.
Our entire society is engaged in a national endeavor to take care of the safety and well-being of our people.
You have to dominate the streets.
You are a wartime graduate.
Go inside now! Get in the house!
In my own life, I found that my greatest personal growth has arisen from times of discomfort and uncertainty.
The Chinese government awarded Ivanka 7 new trademarks.
Hours later, she dined with the Chinese president at her father's Mar-a-Lago resort.
Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner earned at least $82 million last year.
Throughout our history, brave men and women have faced daunting challenges, and they have embraced the adventure.
President Trump was briefly taken to the White House underground bunker.
I had deferments because I had a foot thing, and I had deferment for that.
An 8-foot-high fence has been put up at the White House.
No person will be unchanged from living through this present hardship.
Behind me stands a wall that encircles the free sectors of this city, an instrument to impose upon ordinary men and women the will of a totalitarian state. As long as this scar of a wall is permitted to stand, the question of freedom remains open. Mr. President, tear down this wall.
The president talked to Vladimir Putin today,
venting frustration at some of the nation's governors.
You have to dominate. If you don't dominate, you're wasting your time.
Senator McConnell, was what the president did last night the right thing to do?
I am mobilizing all available federal resources, civilian and military.
I wasn't there, so I didn't see exactly what happened.
Trump was briefly taken to the White House underground bunker.
Dominate the streets.
Was it an abuse of power, what we saw last night outside the White House?
By the protesters, yes.
What the president did, peaceful protesters that were dispersed with tear gas, was that the right thing to do? Was clearing the protesters an abuse of power?
He was using our church as a backdrop and in ways that I found to be deeply offensive.
Today may be remembered by history for an authoritarian turn.
He walks in Bible high, puts it down, and he starts lying.
When the economy crashes, when the country goes to total hell, and everything is a disaster, you'll have riots to go back to where we used to be when we were great.
When you guys put somebody in the car, please don't be too nice.
Maybe you should have been roughed up. Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously.
Very fine people on both sides.
I can't breathe over there.
Oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Get that son of a bitch off the field right now.
In the good old days, when they protested once, they would not do it again so easily.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Big, disgusting news.
Time here.
Are you okay?
Get shot!
The enemy of the people.
Step back, get back.
Yeah, I got hit. Hold on.
The president tweeted, when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
MAGA, they love black people. What do you have to lose?
Now, wait a second. Those people look like looters.
The Trump Hotel. It's turned into the place to be for lobbyists and foreign officials.
Government money, your tax dollars, into Donald Trump's company.
Well, yes, technically they were doing that.
Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner made at least $82 million last year.
The prince is saying, I have Kushner in my pocket.
Trips on costly jets with American taxpayers footing the bill.
A $31,000 mahogany dining set.
$43,000 phone booth.
Serious questions about the Trump Organization meant to raise money for children with cancer.
What is not acceptable? Anything?
Mike Pence is now revising his story a third time on going 180 miles out of his way to go stay at Trump's resort.
The Chinese government awarded Ivanka Trump's brand 7 new trademarks.
You sold over $1 million in stocks before the market went down. Were you trading on inside information?
A small Montana power company landed a $300 million contract.
40 million Americans filed for unemployment.
The small business loan program ran out of money.
Several large chains have received millions.
It was shameful.
The Trump campaign owes nearly $570,000 to El Paso, Texas.
Will you commit publicly that none of that taxpayer money will go towards your own hotels?
We have to save some of these great companies.
Among the biggest grifters in American history.
Our human capital stock is ready to get back to work. Human capital stock, human capital stock, human capital stock.
1,995 children were separated from their parents.
There were cages, mothers and kids.
Cruel and inhumane.
Human capital stock.
He tweeted from his golf club saying Puerto Ricans want everything to be done for them.
Human capital stock.
President Trump giving a thumbs up next to a baby whose parents were killed in the El Paso massacre.
Human capital stock.
Chaos at America's airports, travelers rushing home, worried about President Trump's new European travel ban.
Human capital stock.
People in Wisconsin have a tough choice to make: protect their health or exercise their right to vote.
I mean, they wait in line at Georgetown Cupcake for an hour. I think they can probably wait in line to cast their ballot.
Human capital stock.
The pandemic overwhelming the city's hospitals and first responders.
The hospitals look like a war zone.
The mass grave being dug for coronavirus victims.
Human capital stock.
Thanks for watching, and to see more T4J content, please visit TMC4JMC.com, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, because we appreciate your support. Alright? Peace. Cool.
Alrighty, so we are back. So, what I have here is, this show's a little somber today. You know, I don't know, man. And that's the reason why I'm kind of like, this stuff is so important, but, you know, it brings me down, you know, and I kind of wish that this stuff wasn't going on right now, but in a way, I'm also glad that it's going on right now, you know. I'm glad it's going on now, so it doesn't have to go on tomorrow, you know.
What is going on now, I think, is necessary to go on now.
And so yeah, so this package that I have, have you heard about, like, you know, NASCAR has decided they're going to, you know, ban the Confederate flag.
Yes.
And, you know, other places are banning the Confederate flag. The military is banning the Confederate flag.
Yep.
Things like Confederate statues and stuff like that are being torn down,
yeah,
replaced.
everywhere.
Yeah, and people kind of like have beef with that, and you know, they want to change the name of the bases.
I don't think that's ever going to happen, but
we have one here. It can happen. It might not happen now, but it can happen. I mean, there's an election in a few months, and that can definitely decide.
That would definitely be,
you know,
a historical event.
And like, we have a base here, you know, Fort Bragg, and you know, I've read up on him, and he wasn't all that an awesome dude. I mean,
really?
He was a general for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was involved with a lot of battles, and he killed a lot of Indians, a lot of Mexicans. You know, he's part of a lot of things where, you know, Native Americans were being moved, relocated, and the whole slave situation where I believe Spain owned Florida at the time, or West Florida, and it was like if the slaves made it there, they were free.
Right.
And, you know, they were willing to go to war with them and go to war with the Indians, because the Indians were allowed, look, I'm paraphrasing, I might even be wrong, but I think they were kind of like providing safe haven, you know what I'm saying? To the point where a term Black Samoan, not Samoan, Black Seminole?
Sameo?
It's an Indian tribe, S-O-M. Anyway, while you're looking that up, basically they were the black whatever this tribe was. So and it got to the point where
Sommelier?
So yeah, I think we're pronouncing it that way. I think it's pronounced that way, but I thought it was Samoan. But I can't get like Samoan out of my head, you know? And I know it's not that. It's like Seminole, S-E. It got an O-L-E in it, right?
This is spelled with 2 M's.
No, I don't think that's it. Oh, man.
But go ahead.
I suck. But long story short, he was a general that went to war with a lot of Native Americans and went to war over slavery. You know what I'm saying? With the Native Americans, with whomever the government was like, look, and he worked for the actual supposed president of the Confederacy. So, you know, and we're getting to the whole thing like that. But how do you feel about like the flag coming down off of things and things being like taken out of you know, the social lexicon?
You know, sometimes growing up, you don't pay it too much mind. Being up north, you don't see the Confederate flag that often. I didn't see it that often until I moved down south.
Yeah.
And because it's not part of my culture or the American culture that I experienced up north, I also didn't know what the complete meaning behind it was. You hear, there's certain people that has, they explain their meaning, and I think it's more personal to them. And then I read up on the depth of it. And I think as a symbol, I think there's, knowing what I know now, I think there's a lot of negativity attached to it. And we shouldn't be throwing that up in the face. That's not a representation of what a good representation of us. The statues also, I mean, the fact that they went up, I get it. They wanted to put some generals in there that made some news and were involved in some big deals. But I mean, we had others.
Well,
that,
we're gonna address that in this clip, actually, that's coming up. So
yeah, those statues have been up for so long. I can't believe it's taken this long to take them down or have an action.
Well, the question is why did the statues go up? You know what I'm saying? And most people probably think, yeah, because they were generals. Why not put a statue up of a general?
Right.
Yeah. And they were. We don't have any statues of generals that attacked us in Pearl Harbor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have a statue of General Yakamochi. You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't.
His name was Nikanakchu or whatever. Yeah. So
that guy.
Yeah, exactly, that guy. So
Nikanachua.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? We don't have, any, statues up for, Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and
Hitler.
Yeah, and the people who were in Vietnam we were fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't. We don't have statues for people we fight, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I will say, the one that kind of hit me, that I kind of was like, a little bit, was the Dukes of Hazzard. The General Lee.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I got that show. And if that's what it's all about, cool. But
I'll be fine with that.
But then the question is, could you do the General Lee? Could you do the Dukes of Hazzard? And the Dukes of Hazzard were the Williams boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the Dukes, but the Williams boys. Two little black boys that and I don't remember if there were any in the show.
I don't recall any.
I don't recall, but if they were, we know. Come on. And they zooming past the cops, and they doing all this, and they doing all that. Come on, yo.
I know.
I'm not saying that there weren't any black moonshiners and bootleggers and stuff like that. I'm just saying if they were, then they were outlaws. They weren't the good old boys.
No, they were not the good old boys.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about they couldn't change if they could, yeah, because they were niggas.
Exactly.
Making their way the only way they know how, they would have been hunted down by the good old boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, cut that out. So, in a way, I can't be like, yeah, take the flag off the battleship, but keep the General Lee flowing around. It's called the General Lee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the General Lee was an outlaw. So if we're going to start looking at him as an outlaw, then cool. Then people can kind of make their own decisions. Although I still, whatever. But nobody's saying that. You can't have both ways. You can't say it's about rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Then who the fuck worships criminals? Then why we don't have none of statues of crack dealers? You feel me?
They do wrong.
Like if we put up a statue of the biggest pimp, you know what I mean? And name the school after it, people will be, whoa, look at them. They honoring crack dealers and pimps.
Yep.
You feel me? Like it's about rebellion and being an outlaw and all. Well, you're not an outlaw.
Right.
You go to work. You got a 9 to 5. Cut it out.
Exactly.
So, hit this thing. And this is the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And he kind of goes into it in a way that I kind of like.